Hey, it's me, Puppet DM, and I'm here to tell you all about the sponsors we have here at the Wandering Society. We're sponsored here by Mage Hand Press, makers of a bunch of 5th edition supplements, like the Book of Kobolds or their series of new classes. And don't forget, Arcmada, the amazing sci-fi fantasy campaign setting for the world's greatest role-playing game. Be sure to check them out at store.mageandpress.com. Up next, we have Roll20. It's the platform we use here at the Wandering Society to play all of our games. It's easy to use, intuitive, and it now comes with dark mode. Be sure to check them out at roll20.net. We're also sponsored by Art Talsorian Games. Art Talsorian Games make great RPGs, and they've been doing so since the early 90s. Check their books. They've got Cyberpunk Red, which Simon tells me has been played here extensively, Castle Falkenstein, which also has been played here, and The Witcher, which has also been. Okay, we get it! Check them out at your FLGS or online at rtalsoriangames.com. Have you ever wanted to wake up and smell the coffee? Well, now you can with this next sponsor, Found Familiar. Get yourself some damn good coffee at foundfamiliar.com and use the code on the screen to get 15% off. What do you mean I can't drink coffee? What the fuck is felt? And we couldn't end this segment without talking about our good friends at Die Hard Dice. That's right. As a Dice affiliate, we are proud to partner with Die Hard Dice to bring you only the best in shiny click-clacks. Click-clacks? What is... Ow. You can check their ever-growing collection over at dieharddice.com and use the link below to get 15% off. You're putting this all on me? I better get a cut.
Hi, everybody. Let's try that again. Welcome to our Hill Country Horror. It is a augmented quietus system. We'll get to that in a second. We'll also get to lovely cast introductions, cast and character introductions here in a minute. Wanted to say quickly, this is our finale. So if you're here, welcome. You're okay. You can be here. I mean, you will miss some stuff. Certainly, there was some spookiness you missed, but I'll update you. Let's see where we are. This is the last episode of this. If you want to check it out, I believe it's all on VOD, right? It's all uploaded on VOD, so you can check that out. Check it out. You can see it there. We are running in an augmented quietus system. So if you were familiar with quietus, you may not recognize this game. Actually, no, yeah, you still won't, because there are differences. So we've been running with the last 5 episodes. Is that the right number of episodes? How many episodes have we? I don't know. Anyway.
We're on episode 6. So
this is episode 6 so far.
Yeah.
The last 5 episodes have run a little bit differently. This will look a little bit more like your original quietus, but it's still different. I worked pretty heavily with this on with Ollie Jeffrey, the creator of the game, and I worked with Colin McNamara from Six String Games. Check out both of their work. Sinister Beard has got Extreme Meat Punks that either is coming out or just came out. I think I don't know. It's great. It looks great. I think I backed it. If I didn't, I'm going to be ordering it. I backed too many things, so it's hard to remember sometimes. But yeah, so check it out. Check out both of those great organizations. They're making great games and doing great stuff. On big thanks to both of them. Wonderful folks, and check them out. So after all that, we have some lovely cast members here. But before I do that, I want to say the thing that I always have tried to say this time, and I forget. This is a horror game. This is the finale of a horror game, in fact. So this is going to be hard hitting. It's going to be fast. Things are going to be happening quickly. Characters maybe die. The way the system's set up, they probably will. So it takes time. If you need to step away, please step away. I would rather you take care of yourself than be here and stand me, because I know that's why you're here. And I saw that look. Okay.
The only reason I'm here. What are you talking about?
So if you need to step away, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're doing all of that. We are dealing with a lot of things. This is sort of cosmic horror. This is, lots of creepy spookiness. So take care of yourself, and we're taking care of ourselves. We did our safety tools and all of that. So all of that to say, I have people here that are going to play this game with me. It's not just me. I know you're here for me, but they're great too. You should be here for them too. Honestly, I stand them. So, by proxy, you stand them if you're here for me. I'm just kidding. So we're gonna go around. I'm gonna start with Yutsai.
We're starting with Yutsai. Hi, I'm Yutsai. I'm playing Kevin Yang, he, him, also he, him for myself personally. Older college student, definitely the oldest one in this group. Has a lot to live for, folks. I mean, he has so much life to live, so much to get back to. Anything else I need to cover, or?
No, I think that's it. It's great. Kevin has been a joy. I mean, honestly, like grumpy old man, it was something I didn't know this game needed, and it has been perfect. I'm gonna move down to Val.
Hey everyone, I am Valdranth, or Rosary on the internet. I am a she, they, it kind of person, and my character Rachel is she, her kind of person. And she is a former member of the FLDS that was raided in Texas all those years ago. So she has a lot of trauma, and she is the only one that realizes that she's in a horror movie. And is, despite all of that, is not abandoning her group. So even though she knows she should, because that'll keep her alive, but it's okay.
Yeah, she's gonna make it out.
I don't know.
I'm gonna bet on that. There's a poll, actually. Speaking of that, before we move on to Hannah, there's a poll in the stream chat. If y'all want to give your votes, we already got a vote. Looks like we already got a vote for Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But I think most of y'all are gonna make it out. I don't know that all of you will, but I think most of you will, honestly. Anyway, let's move on to Hannah. Hannah.
Hi, it's Hannah and Prue, who wants to be part of the stream tonight, apparently. I am she, her, and in this game I am playing Sam Shepard, who is also she, her, who is a recovering alcoholic who is going back to college to become a teacher, trying to turn her life around.
Love that. Sam has repeatedly been the only one with hope, it seems like. I mean, maybe some of the other ones, but Sam has been the one carrying that torch for hope this whole game, and that's been pretty special. I love that. You don't see a lot of really positive, I think, peppy characters in horror, and I love that. It's got Final Girl energy to me, I think, too. All right, we're gonna take it over. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna take it over to Leland.
Hey everybody, I am Leland, aka Leopold the Just on the interwebs. I'm going to be playing James McMiller, the failed YouTuber. Both myself and my character use he, him pronouns. My character's And by failed YouTuber, I mean he's struggling. He's holding on. He lost a ton of subscribers for inactivity, but he's back, and hopefully he can, exploit this crazy situation for money somehow eventually.
When you were saying that you both use he, him pronouns, I really thought you were going to say you're both failed YouTubers.
Oh yeah, I put up one YouTube video ages ago, and it never went viral. So yes, I am technically a failed YouTuber.
I am a failed YouTuber, but that's a story for another day.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk
right
about
after
it later.
this session.
We'll talk about it later. Ariana.
How do I sound?
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry. Hello, my name is Ariana Abraham. I am she, her pronouns. I play Phantom Blair. We finally got a right pronunciation after 6 episodes. Pronouns, she, her. I play a out-of-town New Yorker that moved in just to study the field of thanatology, which is death, and the study of it in religion, however we view it and see it in life. Yeah. Do we have any goals? Obviously, Tana's goal is research. Definitely research all the knowledge she gained, just gain it as soon as possible. So whether she lives or dies, I think she's going to be happy just here.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Thana has provided repeatedly a reason to go into the horror. And very rarely are you given such an easy reason. I'm given such an easy reason to entice. I love that. And I love that I have learned more about the study of death because of this character than I ever thought I would. So it's been really cool. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful characters and great time. So just to go a quick overview of where we are so far. This crew broke down in a city in the Texas Hill Country. This city has been strange from beginning to end. They were looking for a missing friend. Lena? Lena? Was that the name? Don't quote me. I have my notes up, but I haven't looked at them in a couple weeks.
Leena.
Lena,
Lena.
like the Slayer's character.
Like my name, but with an N-A at the end of it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Like my nickname, anyway.
So Lena, they were looking for Lena. They found some hints and some people who knew where she was, but warned them to stay away from the caverns where Lena went. The crew has been running from people that have been wild and crazy, from little baby tentacle monsters that have been rolling the rays right out of people's mouths, out of their orifices, and trying to unravel this mystery. Ultimately, there's been a lot of things that have happened. I won't go through all of it, but that has led us to them running out of town. And when they got out of town, they slipped through some sort of portal and are now on the other side, whatever that other side is. I think we said it was the Fey realm. It's not really the Fey realm, but it, hey, we're here. And so now they've got to try to get back to the other side. The best and easiest way for them to do that is they determined, head into the caverns, which is where the beast lies, whatever it is. Nobody seems to know. Not many people have seen it. And it's also the sort of driving factor behind a lot of the horrors that they've seen so far. So when we last left them, they were at a farmhouse, getting ready to head into the caverns, right? Or had we already got to the caverns? We were
I think we're on the cusp.
The cusp.
Yeah, we haven't
cusp.
headed there yet.
The cusp of leaving.
They were getting ready to head that direction. So yeah, this crew is heading into the caverns. They were able to get some things together. So we are going to go into our intro. So the way that we've worked this is whether hope or despair wins out, up until now, has meant that the beginning of the next episode would start as either a negative or a positive for this crew. So we ended hope won out last time, surprisingly. So because of that, I'm going to give a little narration at the beginning, and it's something that's, at least an advantage for this group. So we open up at a familiar sight. This old raggedy house that once had a squirming, fighting raccoon and James underneath it, where a rough man by the name of Terry is gathering up some supplies. He's got a backpack, old, weathered, crappy looking backpack he's throwing a few things into. You can see that he's already got a few things inside and he's tossing things in. You hear from the front door as the camera pans up from behind Terry so we can see the mayor standing in the doorway. I'm gonna need you to hurry up now, Terry. We got to get out of here. They're getting close. And I just found out my book's missing. Terry's eyes squint as he looks at the mayor. The book's missing. Where them kids at? Now, which kids are you talking about here, Terry? You know which goddamn kids I'm talking about. My meddling ass stepkids. Well, I don't rightly know. Sounds like your responsibility. Terry looks frustrated. Throws the last things into his backpack, zips it shut, throws it over his shoulder, and walks and marches toward the mayor. You know I can't kill him. I can kill everybody else in that damn crew, but I can't kill them. Their mom would have my head. The mayor shakes his head. I don't care what the fuck you do, Terry. I really don't give two shits what you do, Terry, or what your old lady thinks. They're meddling. And if you don't do something about it, this whole town's going down. Terry shakes his head and shoulder checks the mayor on the way out as they head out towards the mayor's, I imagine an old truck. I think everybody, when I think of an old Texas dude, I think they've got to drive old trucks, especially given that this place is not some place that's on reality very often. So probably stolen from whomever they caught along the way, you know? And as they're walking out and it shows them getting into this beat up old truck, the camera is looking out the window towards it as the lights come on, and it sort of blacks out the room around it. And as the camera slowly pans back down to the table, we see right in the sort of, amongst all the trash on this terrible, nasty table, right where the bag was sitting, is a revolver that Terry forgot to throw in his bag. It was chance. Hope won out. Y'all get a little help. So we see them speed off. We hear the squeal of tires as they head out. And that scene fades into our crew pulling up right in front of these caverns. There's old ruined cabins to the left. They're dilapidated, falling down, in fact, and there's weeds growing up all in them. If there was anything in there of value, it's probably gone at this point. You can see pieces of like metal bed frame and such. It could be, I mean, it's forever old. It's rotten wood at this point. And then we see the open maw of the cavern, and deep in you can begin to see the beginnings of stalactites staying tight to the ceiling, stalagmites on the ground that might reach the ceiling. And it's dark. There's no light inside this place. As you all start to get out of the vehicle, we have additionally another vehicle that pulls up behind, because actually Natasha and her brother probably wouldn't fit in the truck as well. So second vehicle, right? And they all get out, and the locals are kind of, as they are moving around gathering their things, keeping their eye, the corner of their eye on that open, never turning their back to that open cavern. are two lovely, maybe bisexual, maybe gay cowboys, are kind of squaring up as they put their backpacks on and staring at it. Colt looks concerned. You got flashlights and everything? Chad nods. Of course I got flashlights. What you think? I was gonna come in here and we are gonna be able to see, we're gonna bumble around down there like three blind mice? Come on now, Colt. We got this. And he reaches down and squeezes Chad's hand. I hope so. Because when we get this, we get out of town. We're gonna go anywhere but here. And they both kind of smile at each other. And Natasha walks over and gives them both a look. You think we can get Dylan back? Chad looks at her and shakes his head. You know what happened to Dylan, don't you? He's gone. He's gone forever. And she sighs. Maybe he's down there. Maybe it's got him. Maybe we could get him out. And her brother, who I don't believe we've named and has not been yet introduced, I don't think. If he has, so what? His name, we're gonna say his name is Mark. Mark walks over. He's a gangly, tall kid and looks over his friends and nods and looks at his sister, gives her a pat on the back. We can do this. I know we can. And then they look at the rest of you. This is our journey. This is one we've been planning for. This is the only time to do it. I don't know why y'all are here, but I think you might be our best bet at beating this thing.
Okay.
They look at Thana, or Mark looks at Thana. That book, if we get out of here, it's yours. You can have it. But we need it. This side that we're on, where we are, we got to separate it. We got to separate ourselves and put ourselves back where we need to go and bring those things back here because that's where they belong. There's one specific ritual in there. I've been studying it. One ritual. But we got one shot. Because that monster ain't going to let us get two. Shit. Might not even let us get one. Now, if my research is correct, based on what I've heard and what Mike's told me, God, I wish Mike was here. And he looks over at Natasha and she shrugs. That ritual has got to happen in the spot where they sacrifice the newcomers they bring in. It's, I don't know, it's sacred, sanctified. I have no idea. Whatever they've worked out with this beast. And I don't even know what it looks like or what capabilities it has.
Okay. Should I give you the book or do you want me to read from it? Do we have a plan to deal with this?
I think you're probably the best equipped to at least recite the materials that need to be recite.
All right.
He's like, but I did bring supplies. I did bring the stuff that we need. So. And Mark, I'm writing his name down so I don't forget it because I will. Kind of does the circular finger thing and point. We got this. And he starts marching. He pulls his backpack up tight, starts marching towards it, and the others start to follow. Are we all following? Anything we want to do before we head in?
Hey, wait. Quick team meeting, real quick.
Yeah.
All of us are currently in the same dimension, right? I'm just
Yes.
clarifying. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Because I wasn't in the same dimensions than before. And I was just
Oh, that's
making sure.
right. So, in between, let's say Natasha got you and brought you to them.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. Cat butt. Sorry.
Oh, all right now. So
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said cat butt. Anyway, yeah, let's have a team meeting. We got to get the fuck out of this thing.
right
This
now,
whole thing, this, gestures broadly.
I'm glad your head's in the game, James, because you're the reason why I'm pulling this team in the first place.
Yeah, okay.
We're going in the caves. There's a good chance that we might see some shit. Perhaps someone we know. Now, if there's an opportunity, I don't mind doing the heroic thing and trying to get everyone out.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to throw everyone's ass in the fire if it's slim pickings. You understand me?
Okay, yeah, I mean, well, act in the moment, I guess. Either way, I'll be documenting it. And cranks his camera up. And
Is that thing even working here?
It seems to be working. Whether what it's capturing is usable, you'd have to find out.
I mean,
Yeah.
documentation is important and all, but don't you think maybe you should have both your hands free at the very least?
yeah, well, whatever. All right. Is it okay if he says he has? Is it okay if I have like some sort of chest strap that I can strap it to?
Do you have a GoPro, my
Yeah,
dude?
like
Like,
oh yeah, like a GoPro hat or harness or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
That's
little
reasonable.
harness for my chest, and I just like strap my camera to it and crank it
I
up.
mean, I got 2 weapons if you want a hammer.
Cool. I'll take a hammer and I'll record things with my chest cam.
Oh yeah, I remember. I have a rusty machete. From the barn.
crowbar. Like,
I'll take a hammer.
Hey Sam, are you also gonna keep your head in the escaping game, as it were?
I just want as many of us to get out of here as possible. That's all that's important.
All right, I guess I can't really change minds as this late into things. All right.
Code word? Should we have a code word just in case? We just don't. Just make sure everybody is just like the five of us.
You mean
We
like
have a code word, like just something. So we don't know what this creature is dealing with, and this creature could be
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya. Why is that the word?
Why not?
such a long word.
Are y'all
jambalaya?
saying this word in front of the locals too? And for the locals?
Nope.
So keeping this to yourself.
What's the
You're
use
not-
of this word?
I don't know. Just in case I know who you are. I don't know.
Oh,
Dylan-
some, like,
in case
body
one of us
switchers?
gets like,
I don't know,
like
coffee or
body
something?
snatched.
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Possessed.
or something. Or I
Um,
don't know.
Well, how about we just stick with the whole intimate memory thing? Like maybe we hung. Remember that time we went and saw that movie, that horror movie at the
I will-
Cineplex?
I will admit this to
yeah.
y'all now. I do not have a lot of intimate moments with y'all.
It's fine. We saw a horror movie at the
Code word.
Cineplex.
Oh, it was
It's
awful.
better.
Oh,
Yeah, code word would be better.
Yeah, maybe Lena invited y'all all to go see a movie she really wanted to see.
Yeah, Lena's favorite movie, the one to define her entire character.
The Mummy.
Right now that I have
The
to think
Mummy.
right
The
this
Mummy
minute.
too.
The Mummy.
Now, the unfortunate thing about Lena is that it was actually the remake with Tom Cruise that was her favorite.
Ah,
She
That's
it was at an Alamo Draft House, and they replay old movies all the time. So she invited me all to
Okay.
Alamo Draft House.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
All right.
And to
Oh,
watch
the memories. The,
to watch
oh,
what
the
are we landed on the Mummy 2? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I guess so. If it
But
was
we'll
the Tom
just
Cruise
scream the
one,
Mummy 2 instead of Jambalaya because that is complete. That's the same amount of symbols.
the Mummy 2. We're just gonna
Syllable.
Brendan Fraser. We'll just yell Brendan Fraser when
Fraser.
a monster comes out.
Yeah,
Monster
yeah,
raccoon
we
tries
know
to eat
Brendan
us.
Fraser.
Which is the
Love
same
it.
amount of syllables.
Why are we
Remember
so
that
hung up
time-
on fucking
Remember so
syllables?
bad.
Let's just
Remember
go
so bad.
into the cave.
Remember that time when
Oh.
we watched the Mummy 2 and we found a used condom in the theater?
No, why are we talking about condoms? That's horrible.
Coming
Oh
from
my
my own
God.
experience
Condoms
working at a
aren't
movie
horrible.
theater.
Condoms are useful for many things. Like, for example, if we find a fucking underground river and we want to keep our flashlights dry, we should wrap them in a condom.
Or we
Not
could
a
just
used
put,
one.
Yeah, whatever.
Not-
Okay.
I don't have any used ones.
All right,
It's
let's
fine.
proceed into the cave. Let's
All right,
go.
co-work has been decided.
My
Okay,
character
let's
just starts
go.
walking down, with the- hanging out with the.
Look at all the hope in the room
townsfolk.
here. We should get some free hope points for all this.
Yeah. You're pretty hopeful.
Mhm.
Uh, I love that. Okay, cool. So as you start to head in, this cavern is not so if you've ever been to like an underground cavern, I don't know if that's a normal experience for people. I mean, I've been to
I've been to a
several.
touristy one.
Yeah, so I've been to like Carlsbad and like Longhorn Caverns, and there's I mean, I think I've been to Natural Bridge. I don't know. That's a lot of caverns. It's weird that I've been to that many caverns. I think
Girl likes holes in the
I've
ground.
seen the descent.
Like holes.
Okay.
in the ground.
This is I watched it the other day. I forgot how. Never mind. We won't talk about my critique of the Descent right now. We're playing. The game.
It's yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen The Descent. I should have watched that, but that would have been a great movie to watch before we're doing this.
Yeah, probably.
So yes, those caverns where they bring tourists in, they typically have like walkways, and they've like made sure that the ground is not too slick, and there's not like weird dead ends if you head down a direction. This cavern's not like that. The state never made this like a natural, like a park or something. There's not some sort of weird owner that has like rights over it that's wanted to turn it into something. So it's really just a cavern, you know. But there are things that have that show improvements that have been made into it over time. When you walk a ways in, there is an elevator. It's like an old work elevator. It's something that's it's very old and rickety, and it looks like shit, but it is at the top, so it's waiting for you. And you can move past it. There is a sort of skinny hallway that goes past all of that and down to the left. No, to the right.
Well, it's going to support all of us in one trip.
I don't know. There are
Are there any signs?
5 of you.
Weight limit
and
signs?
4 of the others. No, this is from a time before it was probably a OSHA standard. to
My
put a weight
character
limit
is
on
going
things
to suggest that we take 2 trips.
Yeah. You see the locals kind of inspecting it and looking it over and looking there's a small control panel. And they're looking at it and looking at like, does it work? Is it powered up? You know,
Does the winch work with like the cable? Is the cable intact? Like is it
Yeah.
oiled properly? There's all sorts
Yeah.
of freaking things that could go wrong with this damn thing. You know, I was scared.
Yeah.
Those things are scary, especially when they're that old.
yeah, definitely. So does anyone want to give it a look over to see if they think they want to make their own estimation?
Yeah, I'll give it a look over. I mean, I worked with head machinery my whole life, so makes sense.
Perfect.
My character watches a lot of YouTube, and one of his favorite YouTube channels is Ghost Town Living. Everyone go check it out, IRL. And so he knows a lot about these things.
So are you going to assist Kevin by like looking at things and
Sure. I'm like, yeah, this one episode of Ghost Town Living, they had to replace this whole thing up here because it was cracked. Let's see if this thing's cracked. That could be.
I'd like to pull out a memory to get a third dice if I could.
Sure.
Pull out an old like Maglite. It's not like the huge one that would be like, where the hell is he hiding that thing? Never mind, don't ask. But like it's still considerably sized, and it was a gift from his kids. Because dad's never home, so they want to get him something. So they get him something that he can use for work. But Kevin remembers climbing up on the heavy machineries at the meat packing plant and taking a look on trying to see what's clogged up the machine. However, some dumbass didn't lock out the machine properly, and he finds what's wrong, like puts his foot in the grater section and just yanks something out and gets it unstuck. And like half a second after he lifts his foot out, the machine like just starts bursting to life, and he drops the flashlight and it almost tumbles in, but he grabs it at the last second.
Ooh. I gotta say, as a kid whose dad did blue collar work all of her life, he loved getting a Maglite for Christmas. That was like Top's primo gift. And I, as an adult person, would love to get a Maglite as a gift. Wonderful gift.
Doubles as a
Kids did great
weapon.
job. Yes. You are using this Maglite to look around up, where is it attached to the ceiling? What's the pulley system look like? Is the cables looking solid? And it looks ancient. It looks old. So let's roll. Let's do a quick roll to see if you can see, is it too ancient to use?
I
or
get
is it...
3, right? 1 default, 1 for James, and 1 for the flashlight.
Yes, and we'll call this because we're in the final episode and this could be bad. Let's go with a tense roll, because this is like,
This is gonna be intense.
So triple ones, everyone gets on, and we all just fall to our deaths, right?
Yeah.
it's
One
perfectly
interesting thing.
fine.
One interesting thing about these things is they have like a frame that they're in, and if the frame isn't like, if like the grease on the like wood of the frame that it like is wedged into is like dried up, that's another thing that can go wrong too. There's so many things that can go wrong. It's
Okay.
terrifying. Just be afraid to use this. This is the scariest thing in the whole episode probably, is that we have to use this thing.
Yeah, like fall damage is the scariest. 2, 2, and 6.
Oh, okay. Well, you got a success. So you look, and it looks rickety. It looks old. It looks like it will. Based on, if you're thinking right about these particular cogs and these particular like pulleys and the way how old all of this is, you're thinking, we might need to go in groups of 3 to 4.
Yeah. I'd say 4 is max per trip, and even that's pushing it a little. You definitely don't all stand in one corner when you go down. This thing is not going to take jarring movements too well.
Yeah, definitely distribute your weight for sure. And yeah, I mean, if we have enough time to manage groups of 3, it might even be worth it to be extra careful.
Definitely. Chad opens the it's got one of those weird like cross, I don't know what, it's like an accordion sort of door, but they look like this.
Oh yeah, like the mini gate thing.
Yeah. He like pulls it open, it's kind of like sticking, and then finally he just lets out a and gets it open and says, God damn. Who's going first? How do we want to break this up? Because I don't know necessarily that we have you 5.
I go
and there's
last.
4 of them.
I'll go first because I want to like my character's line of thinking is that he wants to document this like at the front, from the front. So
Kevin would probably go last as well. He wants to see how it like goes down to make sure it's not going to like destroy itself.
I'll go first.
I guess I'm in the middle.
Yeah, and I guess so. We'll split the group up. So we'll split the locals up so that they're kind of onesies and twosies with the rest of y'all.
I'm gonna go with Chad.
Your boy Chad.
My boy
You-
Chad.
you and Chad gonna smoke a joint while you're on, riding the thing down.
I have all of this weed that he gave me, and I have not smoked a single joint yet.
Well,
this
this
is
is the
fucking
perfect
drug
time. It's probably
episode.
gonna be a
What's
long,
going on?
slow ride. Go ahead. Sorry, what were you saying, Ariana?
I said this will be the drug episode. What's going on?
Listen, if I am about to die, we know what I'm doing right before.
Yeah. So who's going first again? Who volunteered? James and Sam?
Yeah, I'm not gonna metagame, even though I know Sam has plans to betray us this episode.
I do not.
I'm just
So
kidding.
Sam,
Colt-
where's James? Did you shove him off?
Oh no! A mangled
Oops.
corpse lies upon a stalagmite.
Colt's gonna go with y'all. So let me make sure I've got everybody. So just because I don't want to forget anyone. So as you three step in and you kind of spread out to kind of, spread your weight. Chad reaches over, turns the key. Luckily, the key is still inside of it. Turns the key, hits the button, and it starts making a sort of like sound like it's starting to power up. And then he hits the button, and it starts to kind of let you all down. Colt looks very nervous, but he is okay. And he's shining as it goes down, and the rest of you lose sight of those three. He's shining his light down around, and as what you see as this elevator starts to drop is as you get past maybe 10 or so feet through solid rock, it opens up into a larger cavern, a large, huge room almost of a cavern. And as you're going down, as you look to your left, you can see where that path comes out. It starts to go down and circle around, and then you lose sight of that path as it's got a circular motion to it. You can only see this because he's shining the light on it. And as he's sweeping around, it's nothing else super strange. You're seeing your normal rock formations. You're seeing, it's still daylight. So you can see, as he kind of shines his light past some things, you can see bats moving down in this area. And as he shines his light slowly over these bats, it looks like a bunch of bats, but as one of them sort of shifts and moves, and you hear a sort of almost ultrasonic sort of squeak come from that direction, it flaps its wings outward, and the bat is about 5 times the size of a normal Texas bat. It's a big goddamn bat.
Oh shit!
And as it
All right.
lets out this sort of squawk and opens its eyes and looks at you, its teeth look too big. And it sort of, Chad immediately moves the light off of it, and it sort of settles back in to its.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go
Go ahead.
No,
I was just
to
gonna
its
say I
nose.
want to capture that for sure.
You want to get that on film?
Yeah, hell yeah. If I survive this, at least I'll become fucking famous. That is the craziest thing ever.
If we disturb that thing, we're gonna be eaten.
Well, okay. Well, I'm just saying I caught a little glimpse of it. We're fine.
Usually we get them little brown Mexican bats here. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're Mexican bats. They come from Mexico. Usually that's the kind we get down here. In on the other side, this ain't no normal type of goddamn bat. I never seen one that big, except maybe South American bats are that big. I think I've
No,
I heard
they're
that.
not. They're
What?
not that big. That was the size of a fucking medium-sized dog. Okay.
It was like toddler size.
How do we tell the others to be quiet when they come down?
I don't know. We can leave a note on this thing. It'll have to go back up.
Do we have any? Do you have any?
Shit, I don't keep pencils and paper on me. What is this?
God damn it!
Shit. Is it dirty enough I can etch "stay quiet" into it or something?
Yeah, it's a lot of the paint on this thing has scratched off and is gross, and it's rusting out really bad. So there is potential you could scratch that paint off and scratch it into there.
Okay, I will use the I'll use the sharp part on the back of the hammer for prying nails out. So just scrap it.
Scratch real slowly.
Stay quiet and big, erratic letters, all
It-
caps.
You have
Okay.
plenty of time to do this too, because
Yeah.
it takes quite a while. I mean, it takes
Oh,
like
yeah.
it takes like somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes to get down there. It's so dark down here. It's hard to tell time. And it almost seems like even if you had really good time telling, like, how some people are just very good at knowing exactly how many minutes it's been since
Yeah,
something
like-
happened. You feel like you would, even if you did, it feels like time is moving differently. It feels like the sort of shift in the air or the motion of a flashlight of Chad's flashlight is off,
We had a little lag.
a little laggy. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's creepy.
So as you get down and it finally lowers to the bottom, as it touches the ground, it lets out a small squawk. It's not up top is making a lot more noise. Down by the time you get down here, you can't hear that sound up there. And as it touches the bottom, it lets out a loud sort of honk as it hits the ground, and that last sort of adjustment as it does. And Chad opens the gate again, another squeak as he opens it up, and then slowly moves out. It seems strange to still be being quiet after you made all that noise. But what you find down here is you're down where there's a bunch of equipment, and it looks like there's these they look like big cast iron, the sort of things that they make cement in, like the cement rollers.
Yeah.
There
the
are
mixers?
about 20 of them. Yeah, there are about 20 of them lining the walls down here. There are old discarded and rotting out wheelbarrows that look like very old technology. And these sort of cast iron things are very rough. They're not machine made. Whoever made these probably smelted them by hand or with very rudimentary machines. This area down here has some sort of some tables that are all like, legs are broken off, they're rotted out, they don't look very good. There's some chairs here and there, but there's like kilns sort of looking things, and it looks like obviously they were doing something down here. Something was being created. And Colt kind of points around and he says, yeah, I heard tale back in the day that they used bat guano, and they would turn it into lots of different things. Apparently you can turn it into explosives. I don't know. He as soon as you all get out, and you get like a few seconds as you're sort of inspecting this area, and he's kind of shining the flashlight around, the elevator goes back up. So
Hey, man. I was kind of zoned out. Why are we talking about bat shit again?
there was an old mining company that used to mine bat guano out of
Guano.
this.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I heard all that. Sorry, I just didn't process why that was even. Okay. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we don't come across any, explosive bat shit while we're down here. If we
Yeah,
do,
but
I'll make sure to.
There are
get it on
flesh-eating
film.
beetles.
Flesh
and-
eating.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Just now telling us.
Well, I heard that because they live down in the bottom where the bat shit.
The
So
shoes
they'll eat
I'm.
the shit, but they'll also eat
Yeah.
flesh.
Okay.
So like,
Listen, dude. The shoes I'm wearing are made out of like cloth nets. These are just some cheap ass champions I got from Walmart. Why the fuck didn't you tell me there were flesh eating beetles crawling
You
through
should
the
have
ground? I
mentioned
would have.
something about that.
I would have stole some damn boots from somebody or something.
well, as
it-
long as we stay out of the areas where there's a lot of guano, but you can't make it down in the areas anyway because the damn ammonia of it would kill you. You can't do that. So I mean, you'd be fine because where they are, you couldn't make it more than like a few seconds because you die. You'd be fine. But if you did die, they'd eat you. So I mean, back in complete the cycle.
God, we're fucked. I'm sorry, Sam. It was nice knowing you.
It's fine.
You know,
As
they
long
say
as we
that also there's birds that live in tandem with these. They're called cave swallows, and they live down here with these bats too. And I don't know what they look like on this side, but normally they're very nice little swallows, very nice. But then the hawks will be waiting for them when they come out and eat them, just like they eat the bats. Them hawks, they don't care. I wonder what the hawks look like on this side.
You
the
talk too
bats look
fucking
like
much, bro. Like we're gonna die if you don't stop talking. Let's be a little more quiet, okay? Because there's lots of flesh-eating beetles apparently under our feet. Okay, I guess we're just gonna have to sit here and wait like 20 fucking minutes for them to get, well, the next group of people to get down here. Let's just try an exercise in quiet for just 30 seconds, please.
Sure. He put some dip in his lip.
Sorry, that was in character. In case anyone was curious.
No, you're
I'm
good.
not really
You're totally
angry.
good. You're totally good. I love it when players apologize like that. I'm like, bro, I've been at this a long time, baby. We ain't worried. Be mean to me.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke. So we head back up, and then back upstairs. The next crew. Who was in the second crew?
Me and Chad.
Oh, second crew. We're doing three.
Second
groups?
crew, middle
Yeah,
crew.
3 crews.
Ah, gotcha. I thought they were only
Yeah,
two.
sandwiched between the two crews, just like I like it.
We're trying to be okay. All right, we're trying to be safe. We're trying to.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Eiffel Tower.
We're going to France.
No,
Is this
that
thing
was a
leading to
joke.
France?
I think that went over everybody's head. We're good.
No, I didn't. I'm just kidding. I know what that means.
So we've got who all? Chad, Rachel, and I guess we can put one more townie in there. Let's go with Natasha, because I think
Mhm.
that Mark is probably not is going to be near that book, because he's the
Mhm.
next most knowledgeable, so he knows that he's
Yep.
gonna have to take it if something happens with Anna. As you all get on it, it like rickety creaks right back up and gets up to the top and lets out a squawk as it gets back up there. And Natasha steps up to the board as you three get on.
Mhm.
Or no,
Do you see the note?
Mark. Yeah, it says be quiet, right? Is that what you wrote?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which this guy totally wasn't doing, so that's why I yelled at him.
So the three of you get on. Chad got his flashlight. He's panning around looking again. And you see the bats.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I mean, maybe you don't know. I don't know. You know nothing about bats. I mean, who knows things about bats? I mean, other than some weird GM who knows weirdly amount of things about
Can I
bats
roll
and
to see if I
cabins.
know anything about bats?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you were working in your backstory, I wouldn't even make you roll for it. It's not really like a survival sort of thing.
I mean, maybe bats are the biggest carriers of rabies in North America. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Rude.
Mm-hmm.
One day, remind me to tell y'all a story about a time several bats got in my house.
Oh, I've got it. Yeah, I've got to hear
Sounds
that
cute.
along with the failed YouTuber thing. We'll talk about it
Oh,
later.
I forgot
Mhm.
about that one. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
So you're heading down, and Chad does the same thing Colt did, and this time, the bats, several more of them kind of move.
Turn your light off, bro.
What? Oh,
Turn the
God
light off the
damn.
bats.
Those are
Waking
like
them
the
up.
size of really big babies or something. And he like turns his flashlight off. I don't know why I like to compare sizes of children. Like it's just really
That's
helpful.
why we're
vision
supposed to be
sometimes.
quiet.
So he switches his flashlight off until you're a bit away, and then he switches it back on, but like keeps it down and kind of covers it a little bit, and then
Mhm.
slowly sort of like pans around. And as you're heading down, you get past the circular area, you see the bat, you keep going down. There is as you're passing through, and he kind of shines right about the minute that he shines his light up.
Mhm.
There's this opening sort of tunnel, like some sort of maybe it's for breathing, maybe it's for ventilation, but it's maybe the size of a basketball, and almost like a window almost, like. And as you pass by it, his light just kind of grazes over it, and you see something.
Mm-mm. I grip my crowbar.
There's a movement in that area, and it almost looked like someone ran past it.
Mm-hmm. Oh fuck.
And
You know what?
And as it's going up, he's looking up, pointing it up. And then you see as he's pointing upward, and then you're downward looking up.
Mm-hmm.
Something sticks its head through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a white face. It's just totally white,
Mm-hmm.
ghostly white, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like maybe a middle-aged man. And the way he does his head over his hair, which looks like it might be about chin length, hangs down, and it's around his face.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives you one of these, and then pulls back.
Can I just flip it off?
He's like, "What the fuck was that? I never seen that
Ran
man
a
before."
scary mind. What did you expect?
And you can hear the scuttling, the sort of like
Mhm.
weird, odd gait as he sort of walks off.
How are we gonna let them know upstairs that there's a creepy thing? For all we know, it's just gonna jump on the elevator and it's gonna go up there with him.
Holy shit. He looks down at the note and he pulls out a little pocket knife and starts etching a note.
Mhm. Can I
Weird
pull out
white
my
face.
phone and just see if I have any signal?
Yeah, you pull it out. There's no signal. I mean,
No
you're down
signal.
underground at this point. But,
Yeah.
no signal on it.
That's okay. Because what I'll end up doing is I'll take my lock off of my
Mhm.
phone and I'll open up Notepad
Mhm.
and I will literally write on Notepad on my phone,
Good
like
call.
scary monster, be careful, have weapons ready. And like
here's-
I'll even
write something about them bats too.
and scary bats, be quiet.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I'll leave it on the ground for them.
Mhm.
And hopefully nothing will take it on the way up. But yeah.
Yeah, and you guys get down to the bottom
Mhm.
and you find your crew kind of hanging out, just kind of standing around down. I mean, I assume, did y'all go anywhere? Y'all staying right there waiting for the rest of the crew, right?
No, we're still doing the quiet exercise.
But you're waiting, right? While
Yeah.
quiet.
Mhm.
Chad gets down. He's like, we're not gonna believe what we saw. There's a guy down here. It looks creepy as fuck. Got white face,
What?
weird stringy hair.
Fucking
Like
down
a-
here?
There's a White Walker.
Yeah, look
What?
like I don't
What
know.
the
That's
fuck are you
literally-
talking- Oh, Game of Thrones. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, well, if he gets close, I'm gonna hit him in the fucking face with this hammer. I'm really over it at this point after that
Where
raccoon.
did you see that? About midway down. There was like a porthole, like in a ship or like a window. Y'all might have been too distracted about the bats. Thanks for the note. I'm leaving this here for them upstairs.
Yeah, okay, good idea.
Yeah, and about the time you set it down, the
Mhm.
elevator starts going right back up.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's
So-
much smarter than what I did, but I didn't want to leave my phone, so I guess that's just where we differ.
Mhm.
So, yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'm on the lookout for a frozen zombie.
You know what would really, really suck right now? And I look between my friends and the townies. If y'all just brought us down here to sacrifice.
I'm sure they didn't do that.
As soon as Rachel mentions that, I'm going to step away from the NPCs over to the side where Sam and Rachel is, kind of just dividing us. At this point, we're on two different
I'm still
sides.
standing with the townies. Like I but I said it anyway.
Chad kind of like shakes his head. He's like, if we was gonna do that, we could have done that a lot easier than making you believe all this.
fire.
Chad and Colt's like, yeah, I mean, or we could have just pretended and then, got him down here and made him feel all secure and then done it. And Chad's like, you know what? You're right. That might not, I mean, if we were doing that, that might not have been a bad idea. But
You guys
I don't
fucking
think
talk a lot. Is that just a common trait? Never mind. Hey, listen, we're in this together. I'm sorry, I'm just in a foul mood. I haven't taken my meds. I didn't bring them with me. They're back in the vehicle.
Oh. As the elevator is getting back up to the top, the y'all get up there as the elevator gets back up. That phone's not there.
All right, looks like it's our turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Mark, as you're getting on, looks at the two of you and says, me and Than are probably the only ones who really, really know how to use that thing. The other townies might. But if something happens, that book and me or her or maybe Natasha, I mean, Chad knows a little bit. Maybe he could do it. One of those people and that book and my backpack need to get to this altar room. Whatever happens, know that. All right.
Backpack, book, you, Thana, possibly Natasha, Mark in a pinch.
Chad in a pinch.
Chad in a pinch. Sorry.
We're good.
Literally met you all in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, just get me to the altar.
What's in the backpack?
He, as you're kind of getting on the elevator, he turns his backpack around and opens it up. And inside you see an array of candles. There are some jars of things. And there's a big container of salt. And he's like, just odds and ends, really basic for any kind of spell casting, from what I understand.
I'm gonna look at Thana. It's like, hopefully you understand what all this is for.
I mean, it's in the wheelhouse of death. Sure, I could get an understanding of it. So,
All right, because I'm just seeing
nothing.
like a nice night of bacon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking the same thing. Actually, I was thinking the same thing. But do we see the letter? Do we see, even if the phone is not there?
The phone's
Is
not there.
the letter that
Mhm.
the letter's still there?
The scratched in, James's scratched in note is there.
Okay. All right. So,
So
Mark.
headed
Wanna
down.
lead us?
Mark kind of like reaches through to hit the button and quickly pulls his arm back.
Ooh.
Oop.
What happened?
He's like, just he doesn't want to get his arm like cut off or something, he's like, because he has to reach through the gate to push the button.
Oh. Okay.
So
Cool.
as this is going down, does one of y'all needs to give me a roll?
I did the last one.
This is an old one. This is the last crew
no.
through.
I will definitely assist you though.
Thank you. All right, I'm making the roll. What do I need to roll? No, I don't think I want to pull out Scar for this one.
What kind of roll is this? Just a
So-
lookout?
Yeah, this is a look out, watch out kind of roll. This is like a get insight if this thing is still mechanically okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, well, in that case, could I reuse the scar from earlier since it's
Yeah.
still like the mechanical subject? Okay, maybe I should roll then. I get 3 dice.
Okay. I
And
will
using it
assist.
successfully the last time
But if I
got you a
fail,
point of
it's
hope.
my fault.
Yep. I will assist you.
All right.
Using it successfully last time did get you a point of hope. So Simon, if you could throw a
Oh,
point of hope up
great.
there. So okay, so you've got help, you've got your scar, you can still use that. So give you dice. It won't add to the hope past that point because you've already the introduction of the scar is what gives you the hope.
But a better chance of success.
Yeah. And so that's 3 die.
All right. Rolling. 636.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Well, there's your problem.
you can see that the cable, the pulley system that's attached to that's moving along this cable is starting to grind funny. It's grinding enough that it could cut through this cable.
Can we like shift our weight so it stops grinding at that angle?
Sure, yeah, I would say with that kind of roll, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Kind of get everyone to reorient themselves.
this side of the cage. Come on. And then I wait for it to stop making that sound.
So as you're on your way down, you're being quiet. I think Mark's got his little flashlight. You see the bats again, but he hides his flashlight, same deal. As you're on your way down, you feel a weird shift in the weight of this thing. You can tell that it's reacting to that cable being a little bit loose, but you think that what you've done is done, and what you've done is successfully stopped it from what it might have done, which is break. But as you're on your way down, I'm trying to think of the way to word this. You hear, as you're on your way down, the sort of sound of a chime. Sounds electronic. Sounds close. But you're not really sure exactly where it comes from. And you pass down and you see that porthole sort of thing. Mark shines his light over it, but nothing strange comes out of it. Nothing weird. And you make your way down as you get to the bottom. Right as you get maybe like 3 feet from the bottom, you can see your friends and everything. I'm going to use some dread here and put a point of despair on the crew. The line breaks. So you go about 3 feet down, but it makes a sound, a hell of a sound. Metal hitting hard rock. As it hits, you're fine. You're all fine. But your easiest route of escape is now broken.
Immediately run over to see if everyone's okay after falling.
Shit! Fucking hell!
Yeah. Definitely checking in on everyone, but also trying to film it.
I'm gonna specifically add to I think since Kevin was the one that made the roll, I'm gonna add to your despair specifically. So hope is the total group. Everyone in this junk, the way we're playing it this way, so I think it makes more sense for the narrative, is that hope, once it gets to 5, anyone who's still alive will make it out. But Kevin, as you hit, you feel a little bit wobbled. You feel a little bit like you might have hurt your ankle a little bit. It landed, it jarred itself a little
My
bit.
knees aren't what they used to be.
Yeah. So let me go here. And...
Did it break at that section I saw? Like it was grinding at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You called it.
Yeah.
For
Just
sure.
got to it too late.
Yeah.
It was old.
So let me look at these rules right quick. You're all down here now. And as it lands, everybody's oh shit. But you're able to get the gate open. Colt and Chad really kind of yank on it till it opens up, and y'all can easily sort of step out while they're holding it open for you.
Where's did y'all got the note? Where's my phone? After like making sure everyone's okay, obviously.
Yeah. No, my knees are just bugging now. Yeah, we saw the damn note on the floor. About your phone, what? You fucking drop it somewhere?
No, I left a note about the White Walker on my phone for y'all to on the elevator.
I hope this isn't offensive, but besides Kevin, you're all White Walkers to me. Gonna have to be more specific about that.
But no, we didn't see your phone. Might
I'm
have
gonna like
rattled off.
exchange a look with everyone else.
I mean, it might have rattled off with the vibrations. That thing cranking up there was old as hell.
They
and off
would have fallen
balance.
down this way. Like I put it right in the middle.
Don't know what to tell you, except for the fact we ain't getting back up that way.
You hear faintly from up that hole.
Uh-huh.
Like someone doing that, or like a
No, it's
No,
the
like a
phone.
cell phone.
oh,
Yeah, it's that weird like
okay.
Oh
old
my god.
singular like
It was
ringtone.
fucking
That...
Mario.
Da-da-do-da-da-da.
It was like Chris Pratt
Yeah,
coming in.
Chris Pratt.
Time
Coming
out.
in
Time
hot.
out.
Timing
That's the
is
real. First of all,
villain.
I would like to cannonly decide what ringtone is.
Tell me, I have to sing it.
Hold on. You know what? It is
The bell chiming.
no, just it is her guilty pleasure, which is "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift. Like,
I think
like
it's
it.
too late.
Perfect.
Got nothing in my brain.
got nothing in my brain.
Got nothing in my brain. And then it goes, got nothing in my brain. Brain.
There's a zombie movie with like
Mhm.
yeah, that has that song in it that has a bunch of kids singing and stuff like I don't know. I can't remember the movie, but
So Tay Tay is playing upstairs.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we see a glow of the cell phone, or do we just hear it?
And you just hear it.
Okay, that doesn't sound like a note to be quiet, and y'all gave us a note to be quiet. So should we get the heck out of here or no?
Maybe we should go. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah,
Right.
Chad, Natasha, Mark.
Which way?
There another way out of this place?
There's a staircase, I believe. Mark looks like he pulls out like this old notebook. It's like an old composition book. I want a prop. Where's my composition book? He pulls out an old composition book and just starts flipping through, and then pulls out and shows you this sort of like weird, roughly drawn map. I don't have anything on it. This is a new composition book.
Hmm.
I don't know. You can't see it. You can't see it through the
your,
cavern.
your screen is
But it's
So
basically
detailed.
it. Look at the map.
it's a stalactite. That's
It
that's
shows
a good drawing.
it shows the entrance, and then as it comes down, it shows an elevator shaft. I'm drawing something right quick just so you guys can kind of get a visual. And then as it comes around, it shows this sort of spiral that goes down. And then from down there, then it shows like the room that you landed in, and then it shows on that spiral about midway up, or not midway, maybe closer to the bottom, a few spirals up, in fact. It goes off to another shaft, and then there's altar room, and then there's another chamber that goes off the side. And it's like question mark. And let me turn this off right quick so I can show you. Now everyone can see my room that's usually dark, but I wanted a background exposed. Very rudimentary, but you're here. You got to go here and then into this, to the altar room. So Mark is like, the only reason I know any of this is well, because Mike, he knew something about it. His dad had notes on it, and so he shared what he had.
All right.
Back to the
Well.
caverns. So what?
Keep going, keep going.
So we sort of as you start this going out this room, this sort of like mixing room or whatever this was, and you start heading out this chamber, you can see it's sort of this walkway of sorts, and there has been it looks like this has actually been dug out and it's braced like a normal mine would be. as you walk out of this room. And it looks like, if you look at the walls, they look kind of rough, like it was kind of something that was done, in a production, like, as miners did. And as you move through, there is the next room is the bottom of what is a spiral. And as you walk out, it takes you right into the middle of this spiral. And as you look up, you can see, instead of that sort of rough nature of that hallway you just came in, this is like they almost polished it. Every angle is perfect. Every curve, it's like, it looks like the work of some sort of master builder. And you can see as you walk into this room and look up as it indents, and each level where there's a set of stairs that go up gets a little bit wider. And at the very tippy top, you can see the smallest amount of light. Theoretically, based on Mark's map, should be right about where that elevator was. That's the hallway that leads out to that elevator. And as you look up, you can see doorways. A number of doorways heading in what almost appears like some sort of labyrinthian sort of structure. And there's no, from what you can see down here on the bottom level, there's not any doors other than the one you just came from, which is more like a normal work cave, right? Like it's like something that a miner would have worked in. But the next doorway up is about 2 rounds around this spiral, which if you had to guess, maybe it might be somewhere in the realm of 30 to 50 spirals, but it's hard to tell because it's hard to count. As you start to count up, it starts to get a little blurry.
Well, that's promising.
So as you're walking through here, I would like everybody to give me really quick a roll. This is to kind of keep your bearings in this moment. And because as you're looking up, as you're all sort of glancing up and these flashlights are moving around the space, the spiral starts to kind of feel strange. It feels odd. It feels like you're moving, but you're standing still. And the whole world around you feels like it's spinning. So if you can deal with this disorientation, I would say this is, we need to amp this up. So I'm going to say, we're going to make it tense. It's tense. I'm going to go tense. One die. Oh, you got a 6. 3. 3.
6.
6. 1. Okay. Rachel and Sam, you kind of shake your head, you shake it off. Sort of the flashlights start to slow down a little bit, and you're like, fine. The other 3 of you, you feel this, it feels like the feeling of when you get on one of those like tilt-a-whirls and you're spinning, but you're standing still, and it's like your inner ear is moving and sloshing and turning with this, and you start to feel a little nauseated. You don't throw up, but you do sort of lose your sort of sense of self and sense of direction, and you feel this disoriented feeling. You can choose to either suffer a consequence or up your despair track by 1. Now you all, other than Kevin has 1. The rest of you have none. And let me say, a severe consequence could make everything you do harder. It could push up.
I definitely want a despair point.
Despair.
I'll take the despair. Yeah, I'll take the despair.
And if our despair is higher than the hope at the end, we don't make it.
So it's the first to 5. So if the hope, we get to 5 hope first, or you get to 5, if you get to 5 despair before we get to 5 hope, you die. You ain't
Good to
making it.
know. Good to know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's still pretty early. I will take the second despair point.
Okay. So the three of you feel this sort of, it's as though your very inner ear itself is responding to the spiral, and you feel it pulse. And something deep inside your skull, scratching, moving, spinning. And then you feel it. It's like an eye opens up. Like something perceives you. Something that's always been inside of you. Something that knows you. And then it's over. And the spiral is just a spiral. Cool. So as you start to head up these stairs, they're very well made stairs, very well cut, but they've been down in a dank, dark cavern for a lot of time. And as you're moving up them, something in the distance, you hear again that sweet little Taylor Swift ringtone. And it says, "But I can't make them stay, 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 stay." And it distorts.
Oh, it's
Um,
just that's just like a Cradle of Filth cover of
Yeah.
the Taylor Swift song. That's all it is.
Perfect. And then as you're walking up and you get to that first door, you can see around the door are the same sort of family you've seen. These Sam's also seen them. And you know, maybe, yeah, I think it was the both of you saw them in the mayor's office. It's sketched into that what was it, a spire or something like that? That was on his desk. That's not a spire. What's the Washington Monument? It's what's that
Obelisk.
Space Needle.
obelisk. It was a small obelisk that was on his desk. A space needle.
Space Needle. That's so left field. But funny.
It's spinning. As so you see, you've seen these same sort of sigils and it's written around this door, and it's carved in very innate, like very like ornately and drawn very, very beautifully. And Mark looks at them and kind of studies them for a minute. And he's like, yeah, this is where we need to be. I think that's this one means shit, I think it means something to the effect of sacred. This one stands for shape or geometry. And this one is spire or spiral. Fuck. He's like, come on. And as you walk in, he kind of leads everyone in with the flashlight. As you get through this door, there's a wooden door that is it's been opened, and as you all walk through, of course that door slams shut, because of course it does. It's a horror movie. And
Oh, no.
let me see where we're at with time. Cool. So as you move through into this area, and it's this small sort of corridor, and it opens into this bigger room. There's sort of braziers around the outside of the room. Mark looks at them, looks at one, and then kind of looks confused for a minute, and then looks back at Colt. You got a lighter? And he's like, Colt like reaches around in his pocket, pulls out a Bic.
Hey, what are you gonna stir up by lighting this exactly? You think maybe what if one of those bats is attracted to it or something? I don't know how giant bats operate. I mean,
Oh well, I mean, I guess we could.
They're flying puppers.
I'm just
I'll
like
hit them
Big
with the
doggo.
crowbar if they come by us.
I'm just
He-
a communications major. Like, I really don't know shit
You don't
about
think
that.
flashlights are enough?
He like points the flashlight around the top of the room, and as he goes over the top, you see these think like the Sistine Chapel, but fucked
Okay.
up.
Okay, cool. So that's
So
not...
you can see it almost looks like a Hieronymus Bosch sort of painting. If anyone's familiar, looks like it's like a hellscape above.
Ooh,
And in the
like
center
that.
of this room where the vaulted ceilings are, there is a monster of enormous proportions as compared to anything else in this picture.
Fana, look at this shit.
Oh, I will definitely look at this shit.
Everyone is kind of like, what the fuck?
Like it's a real monster, not a statue of a
No,
monster,
it's
a
the-
monster.
It's a painting.
Okay, it's a monster painting.
Sistine
Okay.
Chapel, but like metal.
Hieronymus,
But,
meets
like-
Hieronymus
Well,
Bosch.
Gotcha,
meets-
gotcha. Okay,
Yeah, meets Satan's art gallery.
I'm here for it.
Meets-
Mhm.
Meets Cannibal Corpse.
So
album
like,
cover.
so like the painting from
Cannibals.
Ghostbusters 2, like.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's creepy.
Think like a lot of color tones in browns and dark sort of yucky greens, like slimy greens.
Ooh, like a Baroque painting.
yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
as you look up, there's this monster that takes up the center, and right over the top is this circular mouth surrounded by teeth, and inside is this blackness, this darkness that sort of absorbs all light. And coming out at each vaulted point of this ceiling, where it sort of vaults up into this point, is a tentacle that falls, that sort of lines this thing out in soft waves. And around the outside, you see just these scenes of gore. You see people straight murdering each other. You see terrible pictures of people smashing the heads of animals, and you see these giant unearthly beasts biting the heads off of humans, and you see people screaming in pain and their faces distorted into screams of horror. And somehow, right near, there's something that draws each of you in as you look at this. Something that catches each of your eyes, but it's a different spot for each of you. It's figures within. Is that me? You think? No. It's calling to you, this figure. It's you. It's got your shape. It's got your outline. It's got your stature, your build, and each one of them is embroiled in these scenes of horror and these scenes of outright insanity. And before I describe that, I think it's about time we go on break. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to do our little thing, get some water, do whatever we need to do, take our little bio breaks. What did we say the other day? Find the light of God.
Yep.
We are deep below the ground and his light is not upon us. So that means I gotta pee. So as we
Peeing
move
is
forward,
important.
We're gonna go to the bathroom and then we're gonna go to hell.
Hey.
Buddy,
Cool.
make sure you
There's
get
no
your
bathrooms
body
in hell,
right.
so it's your bladder now.
Your last stop.
I don't want to stop again before we get to hell.
Hmm.
We're heading down to the lowest circle. So thanks y'all for watching. We'll be right back. everyone. We're back. We did find the light of God. We're good.
Call marijuana.
What a mighty light indeed.
Worship the sun.
We're when we last left, our friends were looking at Hieronymus Bosch-esque, like terrible horror hellscape of a painting above their heads by flashlight beam. And as you're looking at it, Colt lights one of the braziers, and as he lights the first one, there's some sort of mechanism that lights the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and around until 7 braziers are lit. And you can see perfectly clearly those figures that had caught your attention. You can see them in better detail. So we're gonna go around. I'm just gonna describe each of yours, but first, we'll go around and then we'll start with the first one. So, Thana, give me a roll first to observe.
Nice.
This is, I will say, before we do it, because of the way that this is sort of, it feels like there's a worm squirming up at the front of your head as you look at this, as your eyes squint to take it in, and the sort of dim, it's still sort of dim because it's a high ceiling. As you're squinting and trying to see this, it feels like there's something squirming in your frontal lobe as you observe what's ahead, what's above you. And this is a desperate roll. This is something that you're seeing, something that is painted, has been up there obviously for years. So failure could be bad.
Yes.
You got a 6? Oh,
Yep.
look at you.
Yep.
I still get a point of dread though on these desperate rolls, so bank that back, baby. What you see above you is undeniably you. Even down to the skin tone is almost perfect. But what you see in front of you is a larger figure. One second. This jackal-headed figure that stands over you, knelt on your knees, chest up and bleeding, and your head thrown back as the top of it has been perfectly almost sawed right off. In each of this jackal figure's hands, covered in blood. Let me put it this way. His hands are covered in blood. And in front of him, behind you and him, are scales. And on it, your brain and your heart. The lighter of the two is your heart. This gore and blood that's running down your person is thick and red, and as you're staring at it for just a moment, just a second, it looks wet, like it was freshly painted. And you hear the recently exited heart pulse. As it matches the beat of your own heart. But you hold it together. And that wriggling worm in your frontal lobe quiets and sits still as you're still left with the horror in front of you. James, give me a roll.
Is how does the memory thing work? If does it give me an extra die in this scenario, or
yeah, so you could introduce a scar that might help you understand or
okay, and it needs to be sad. right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My character is an art history minor. And for one of his upper level classes, he was on this like field trip to Rome, actually looking at the Sistine Chapel. And this he and this couple from Spain that spoke really good English. He had like felt like he had chemistry with actually both of them, funny enough. And they just sat around. So he had like a huge crush on both of them essentially, and they both just sat around looking at all the different things about the Sistine Chapel and like contemplating like what Leonardo da Vinci painted that shit, right?
Yeah.
All right, if contemplating
No.
what
It was Michelangelo.
Michelangelo, whatever, one of those Ninja Turtles guys.
Coming in clutch there. Thanks.
But anyway, yeah, the one with the swords. Anyway, the blue mask. He painted it, and we were just contemplating like what he was thinking of. Because wasn't he like forced to paint it by the Catholic Church? Anyway, I don't know. I could be misremembering my actual art history class, but anyway, so we just sit around musing about that. And the sad part of this whole story, is that I was supposed to, because it was like the end of the semester trip. It was like a summer thing, and I was going to extend my stay for another few weeks with them on like some Spanish villa, and stay with them. And I ended up losing my passport while drinking that night, and I ended up missing them at the train station because I had to go all around town looking for my passport. And I was real sad about that.
Damn. So this sort of moment that harkens back. So first of all, that's my fucking dream. Like, sounds amazing. Meeting some cool
I know,
Spanish
right?
couple.
I know, right?
Hanging out with them.
We like the way you look, or we like your style, or whatever.
We saw you from across the Sistine Chapel.
Yes, no. Love it. Anyway.
So
painted by Da Vinci.
So
Michelangelo.
One of the Ninja Turtles, it doesn't matter.
So as you got your head craned back and you feel this sort of familiar feeling in your spine of looking up at this painting, and you're remembering like, okay, like I've seen shit like this before, like in my studies, and like this is sort of like, it's kind of reminds me of the Sistine Chapel for some reason. Like that's wild, but this is like, you're thinking back to all the sort of weird artwork that you've seen over time. What'd you get?
I rolled a 6 and a 4. At first I saw the 4 and I was like, oh, and then I looked over and saw the 6. It's a little dark in here.
That's a hope point, first of all, because you introduced a scar. So y'all are one step closer to making out of this. I'm so excited. And as you look up and you feel your the back of your neck sort of craning in the exact same position that you were when you looked at that chapel, you feel the memory of a warm hand on the back of your neck and another on the small of your back.
Ooh.
As you're reminded of that moment of calm, of excitement, but love and caring. And so you're calmed as you look at this, though it's still disturbing. It's you. Your hair color and style is almost exactly on point. In fact, it looks like every hair on your head is meticulously.
Is it just me? Are they there as well in the painting?
No.
Just me? Okay. Thank
But
goodness.
you see this, you're seated upon a throne of wires and cables. And each one is almost surgically inserted under the skin, coming out and hooking in to this sort of throne. And what is maybe a little bit more disturbing, firmly inserted in your mouth is a bloody boom mic.
Oh shit.
And each eye carved out by your own bloody hands that and they sit in each hand turned upward on this throne. As the blood leaks down, there's the sound of a lens adjusting as you notice those aren't your eyes in your head, but lenses. And you see them twist and turn for only an instant as the blood trickles. And suddenly, it's just a painting, right?
Yo, I just saw some fucking Hellraiser shit. Holy crap, this painting is crazy.
Great. We have next Sam.
You want me
Give
to
me a-
roll?
Yeah, give me a roll. And if you'd like to introduce something to kind of help you handle the situation, you're welcome.
I don't know.
Just roll it.
I got a nat 1.
Hoi, hoi, hoi. My sweet Sam. What you see is a nest on top of a high, horrible peak of a mountain built on the bones of the damned. In that nest sits a man. But he is the head of a crane. And his maw is open wide, head up, as his hand tips a bottle. And you see dark, dark red liquid coming out and sliding down, and with it, you, as you begin to slide down his gullet. You can almost see your hands reaching, trying to grab anything to hold on, but the blood and the wine are too slick. And then you slide. And as the mouth snaps shut, you feel your bones begin to crack and your spine separate. As the warm blood and wine mix and drown you deep in the gullet. And you're there. And then you're not. And you're back in your own body. But that frontal lobe, you feel like the wiggling worm in your own frontal lobe. You feel it digging in deep. And as this moment passes, you could really go for a fucking drink. Go ahead and take a point of despair. And on a failure, because this is desperate, let me look at this. There are several things that happen. Despair tracked by 1, and I get 2 points of dread. Cool. Next, Rachel. You're excited. I'm excited.
I did this thing. So with Rachel, kind of flavoring my scar here for a second.
Sure.
Kind of being in a fucking temple. Does the one thing that she knows how to handle being in this situation, and she pulls out her light and she pulls out a joint. Thanks, Chad. And she lights that shit and she is just gonna take it in.
Yeah. So give me 2 dice then on that roll.
So the question is that while I'm high on this fucking joint, do I just get that extra dice the entire time? Yeah, here we go.
Why not?
Why not, right? Oh, no. 2.
Oh,
I rolled 2 2s.
2 2s.
Mm-hmm.
So as you again, you like everyone else feel this sort of squirming up front in your brain.
Yep.
The sort of smoke fills your lungs, and it almost feels like it's sort of as though it goes into your lungs and somehow passes up through your spinal cord and into your brain. You feel it kind of collect and coalesce in the front of your brain, and the worm feeling starts to wiggle a little bit more. And as you see this form that you know is you, because the oval of hair around your sweet face is the exact way you used to style it.
Yeah.
You see, and you can hear it in your brain, the prayers of the people that you knew and loved, mixed with the prayers you used to beg God at night to take you away, to get you out of there. And then, well, he did, didn't he? Didn't he? And in front of you, you see the image of you with your perfect oval hair in the perfect, most godly of shapes. Your beautiful prairie dress your mom sewed especially for you. Your nicest one. Upon a cross, your body is prostrate in front of the people as they kneel and pray. And the chanting grows louder, but underneath it, there's something else. First, it's hard to tell what it was. What is it? It's sobbing. Not just any sobbing. Sobbing of your mother on that day you were stolen from her arms. The day all of the children were stolen. It's not just her, it's all of them, crying in unison and begging God for something that he cannot give. It's the soft sound of the prophet's voice and the sound of the handcuffs being slapped on his wrists. And upon that cross, you see, as it slowly begins to etch into your chest, an A. It bleeds through the beautiful baby blue prairie dress and dribbles down into the mouths of the waiting parishioners as they think, Jesus, no, you, for your blood. This moment presses in on you. The heady smoke of the weed as it exhales through your nostrils and clouds around your face for just a moment, swirling in spirals. Take a point of despair.
Yeah, well, fuck.
All right. Last but not least, sweet Kevin.
Well, no, I already went. No, I'm kidding. All
I
right.
was like, wait, did you?
Oh, you really did almost have me. I mean,
Had us there in the first half. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
gonna fast talk the creepy visions. All right. All right. I'm gonna live forever.
good mantra for an old guy.
You rolling with one die?
Yes. Oh, I got a 6.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
So this figure that you see, as you feel that, again, that wiggle in the front of your brain, right between your eyebrows.
Not a fun sensation.
It's definitely you. The salt and pepper hair. Each individual strand is perfect. As you lay out upon a dining table. Your face distorted, contorted into a horrible scream. You can almost hear it as you call out for mercy. Your abdomen is sliced deep and pulled back, the skin, almost as you might see from an autopsy. But around this dining table sits your family. Each plate has a different organ on it. One's eating your liver, cutting into it. Small bites. Because, of course, this is your youngest. Your next oldest is devouring a kidney. Both hands, blood running down his forearms and covering his mouth and cheeks, and a greedy look in his eye. The eldest, she's actively reaching in and pulling out intestine and piling it onto her plate like so much spaghetti. Your wife, up near your head, kissing you softly on the forehead like she used to do when you were young. And she's cutting slowly your tongue straight out of your mouth. And as they devour, you can hear the slurping and the biting and swallowing. But, you know, despite how red the entrails look and the blood on your children's faces, you feel that warm kiss on your forehead again, and it brings you back into reality. And you know that whatever it is just trying to get in your head. That despite everything, they loved you and they still do. And that's everyone. You've seen the impossible. This was painted, and you can tell by the age of it that it's been there for a while, and as your brain fog clears, you can tell it's not blood, it's just paint. It's just somebody who looks maybe sort of like you. There's no way that's really you. Maybe. So the kids, the townies, they too have inspected this painting and maybe spent a moment or two gazing at it, but they didn't seem enthralled. And in the center of the room, now visible very well, is an old stone altar. It's old, but clean. Mark walks over and begins to lay out things from his pack. A plain linen cloth he lays out, a goblet, a few bottles of different items. He starts to mix things inside and move things around and start to prep. And as he's beginning this prep, from somewhere beneath your feet, there's a shift, a movement. I mean, almost like the beginning rumbles of an earthquake. Almost imperceptible, but it moves and slides. Heavy. Colt and Chad look at each other, and then at the back at the rest of you. I think that's it. I wonder if it knows we're here. And Colt kind of looks and thinks and looks over at Mark. You think that thing knows we're here? Mark sort of shrugs. I couldn't tell you. It might. And he looks out. There's another, it's kind of after you've gotten your sort of thoughts off of this strange, terrible Sistine Chapel mural up there. And you see that there is another set of stone doors across the opposite side from the ones you came in. And across this door is a spiral. It goes across both double doors, huge stone double doors. And it spirals out, stopping at the periphery of the door. And you can see the similar runes and hieroglyphs, or those sort of like characters of some sort of ancient language around the outside. And Mark kind of looks up at this and blinks. It's funny. You wouldn't think they'd be hold on 1 second. You wouldn't think they'd be quoting Dante down here, but I think it says something to the effect of abandon all hope, ye who enter here. So Colt kind of looks to Thana. What do you reckon that means, Thana?
I really. I have no idea. This is the first time I'm legit clueless about a thing.
So you kind of, you're familiar enough, I would say, probably with Dante's Inferno to know that it's obviously a reference.
Yeah, hell. It was
But,
obviously a depiction of it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
and it's obvious that everyone probably in the room knows that, but he's like trying and hoping maybe you'll have some insight into what could be behind it. But
Yeah.
truly, it's hard to tell. It could be anything.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm thinking about the Dante's Inferno because hell usually has layers, and we just seem to be on the same layer, at least on this. So,
Mark looks like that could be right. It could be another layer.
It's fascinating. That's all I can say. It's fascinating.
Of course, you would just think
That'd
it's
be
fascinating.
interesting. So, this creature down here. This creature down here is none of y'all have seen it, right? And this is what have y'all been sacrificing to?
We haven't. There's a small group that comes every year. They bring the sacrifices.
It's interesting. Someone must have told them the book is missing. Someone must have told them some things. So why aren't they rushing here?
Do you think they know we came here?
Shouldn't they be here if they do the sacrifices?
Yeah, when do they make the sacrifices every year?
It's supposed to be when we came in, it was the morning of is it Saturday morning? So usually they do it around midnight tonight. They'll be here.
Okay, well then we need to get moving.
I agree.
I don't want to be here when they fucking.
Oh dear.
So, Mark's getting everything set up. He calls you over, Thana, and starts talking through the ritual and what needs to happen. And he looks around the room. There are 9 people here. And they're on the ground. There are 7 braziers outside of these sort of, and you can see this inner area is another spiral, but there are spots in each area. He's like, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Me and you, we do the ritual. We say it. We make the motions. We do the things here. And then everyone else stands in the required spots. And all y'all have to say, let me gather my, I should have really done this beforehand. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm working on it. So I'm going to say this, and if we say it wrong, it's fine because this is just a game, but not to break your immersion. But so he kind of explains that all of you will stand on these spots, and what you will say is un fac quod factum est. Okay? That's really rough. That's a Google Translate. So, but I'm not going to tell you what it means. So that's what he says. That's what you will say in tandem with us at the end when we've done our motions. And once we've done this, my hope is that it will turn things back. That's the goal.
Great. I hate this.
Whatever we gotta do, I'm down to do it. I hate it too, though.
Say it one more time.
I'm not going to make y'all say it out loud on stream.
I want to.
Do it again next week, guys. I'll do it.
Un fac quad factum est.
Fact
Factum
quad
est.
factimus. Fact quad.
was close, that was
factimus.
close.
There we go.
Fuck what?
This is gonna be like Army of Darkness. Klaatu, Verata, necktie.
So as you're,
Fact quad factimus.
he gets everyone lined up and he stands with you, Thana. He stands across from you in front of the altar. Obviously, you're on the side that is like the side that is the official side where it should be done from, but he's standing there to kind of assist because you're both new to this and he wants to make sure it's done right. And what he's learned and what he's read and what he's understood. And what you're looking at with your expert eye looks like a typical ritual. It's not a death ritual. In fact, it seems to take some of the, from your expertise, you would know that it takes some of those very symbolic and ritualistic things that someone might do as a part of a like death ceremony, and it's almost a backwards thing. It's almost opposite. So some of the ingredients are the opposites or logical opposites of some things that you know. And I'm just giving you this because this is your research. This is something that is you would know. And the idea behind it, the sort of logic behind this whole thing is undo what's been done. Take it backwards. Move it back. Let's go back. That's the intention. They're the names that are being called. They're calling on spirits and deities and ancient tongues. And it's something that Mark didn't create. Mark has no way to know how to doing this, but it's something that somebody created. So I'm going to say, as we start this sort of ritual, and you and him are doing it, and you're speaking these words in tandem, and you start to feel this sort of, it almost feels like this sort of swirling of the two of your intentions, as though what you're sort of balling up this intention and energy between the two of you as you're moving and your hands are moving and doing the things in tandem. And it's almost like you've known each other for your whole lives and maybe a whole eternity, as this room has changed and time has shifted, and around you and all of you, you can feel the air getting thick and the pull towards the two of them in the center. So let's go ahead and do a roll. I'm going to give you Mark's assist on this. I'm going to give you the ability to introduce a scar if you would like as well. And you're obviously warmed up. So I would say, oh, you're kind of cutting in and out. Hopefully it levels itself out.
Oh, am I cut off? Sorry.
That's better now. That's better.
Yeah, it leveled back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
your internet connection is just spiking a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are in a cave.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's reception.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely introduce a scar
So
into this role.
yeah,
Oh.
so maybe as an idea, maybe you had sat down, you had a professor that meant a lot to you. I know we kind of introduced that person earlier, and they had sat down with you and talked through some death rituals that had been performed in different cultures throughout history. And some of them kind of showing you some lines between the things, the sort of symbology, that the similarness of some of the symbology over time that is adapted, and how she was talking to you about a theory that maybe it was magical, maybe it was truly magic. And there was some sort of through line here that inspired these rituals, and you can see them here in the exact same way. And you feel,
Mhm.
you can almost feel her over your shoulder in the same way she was showing you these in very interesting and well done maps and ritual pieces and pictures of things and artifacts that you were talking through. And you can almost feel her beside you with her hand on your shoulder, pointing out things about how this is so similar. Right? That sounds good, right? I think so.
I'm rolling. I'm rolling. Oh God, I'm so bad at rolling. Hold on. 2, 4, 4, and 1.
2, 4, 4, and 1. Oh, yeah. And so what I didn't say is that this is desperate. I mean, obviously, this is the ritual. 2, 4, 4, and 1, you said? Or 2, 4, and 1, something like that. So you achieve what you set out to do, but I take 2 points of dread. And you also choose to suffer a severe consequence or raise the despair track by 1. Raise your despair track by 1.
I'll raise it by 1. I only have 2 despair right now.
Okay. So is that your second despair or your third?
That'll be my second.
Second one.
My second.
So you take 2, I take 2 points of dread, and then you suffer. Okay, so it works, but it feels like it's turned something. Like something is aware. Something feels what you're doing. And it feels like this room is centered, but everything around you is spinning counterclockwise, as though the whole world around you is spinning. But something shifts. Something feels. But you did it. And it stops. The world stops for just a moment. And the rest of you, as Mark began to chant, and you all began to chant, you could feel the spinning that Thana felt. But again, it was successful. So, as you do the thing, there's a creak. Not a creak, more like a crack. And slowly but surely, those doors labeled with the quote from Dante's Inferno begin to open. 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 there's something different about them than they were before. Like I said, remember that the whole world moved. And as you start thinking about the layout of this room, the door's on the wrong side. Well, a different side. And just as it opens, you hear the door behind Thana open as well. Knock, knock, knock. Didn't disturb anything, did I?
Shit.
Natasha and Mark freeze and look at the door. There stands Terry. And behind him, the mayor. And as this door opens from somewhere, off in the quiet distance, you hear, haters gonna hate, 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 hate. Fucking haters. Here they come. You shouldn't have given me Taylor Swift, man. I'm gonna use T Swift any chance.
I'm so fucking glad I did. And it was the perfect one.
But it sounds strained and quiet, like maybe Taylor's voice is going out. And Terry glances back, looks confused, and looks back at the rest of y'all. Now, y'all just come out over here, and we'll get you back home. No big deal.
No thanks.
The mayor clears his throat. My friend Terry here, he's acting like it's a choice. It's not a choice. Come this way now.
Where's Lena?
Lena. That little scrawny broad, little pixie haircut.
Yeah, she was more athletic than scrawny, but yeah.
Well, I wouldn't worry about her.
Why the fuck wouldn't I worry about her?
What did you do to her?
It's too late.
Too late how? If you don't start talking, I'm going to take this hammer and I'm going to use it. And I'm sure my friends will back me up.
Listen,
Holds up crowbar.
he
And my rusty machete.
kind of shakes his head. Don't worry, she's still alive. But you got to come with us.
That I'm suspicious of.
Make us.
We need to get to her, okay? If they know where she is, if
wait.
we can let them lead us to her.
They
We
could
have
also
weapons.
just be lying.
They're lying.
You got any proof?
All right, you lead the way. But we've got weapons. We're going to be close behind you. If you try anything, you're getting a hammer to the back of the fucking head.
You believe them? They know these caves better than we do.
Don't make decisions for us, Leland.
That's my
I mean,
character.
James. Sorry.
James
Sorry.
Leland
Rare.
McMillan.
Same,
Used his middle
same
name.
diff.
The mayor,
Same diff.
the mayor looks
Oh.
at Terry. I'm tired of talking. Go get him. Terry looks at him. You know so much. Why don't you go get him? The mayor narrows his eyes. You know, I can't go in there. He says this very quietly under his breath, but it's loud enough for you to hear it because it's so quiet down here. Terry kind of shrugs and reaches back around his back. Fuck. The mayor looks at him. What? Think I left my gun on the table back at the house. You're
Okay.
fucking useless, Terry.
Do I hear this?
Yeah, you can all hear this. I mean, they think that they're being
Hey,
quiet,
okay.
but it's maybe because they have like hearing loss. I don't know.
I'm going to
Pretty
charge them and attack them with my hammer, and hopefully the rest of these folks around me follow suit.
Is the ritual still going on?
The you can feel the energy is still in the air, but it's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I-
resorting to violence.
I would like to assist.
Is the door still
James.
opening?
Yeah, it's open. It's wide
Yeah.
open. But it
Um,
stairs leading down.
I have a
We
hammer.
don't want to go down. We want to go up.
I would like to assist James by, because you know how in that first episode how I stole a Dublin Dr. Pepper,
Oh yeah.
and you know Dublin Dr. Peppers are in glass bottles.
There you go.
I'm gonna pull it out of my bag on the side and like chuck it as he's charging. like,
I'll also
Oh.
go. How about James?
Real quick too, I actually want to note
mhm.
we're actually at 3 hope. Because
Oh.
we had James's success
Yeah.
with his scar and Thana's success with hers. And then additionally Kevin's earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So that's 3.
Yeah.
Yay!
We're getting near.
we're
so-
hopeful.
James, so you're gonna get an assist from Rachel.
Nice.
You're gonna do
Okay.
this with a hammer. Is there anything else you'd like to do to introduce a scar at this point? Because this is a desperate one.
One time when my character was living in New Orleans, he was attacked by someone at a bar. And the only way it was like in an alleyway behind a bar.
Mhm.
And he picked up like just like a something, I don't know, like an old table leg or something, and he got attacked by like 3 dudes. Couldn't really get a good look at their faces. It was a dark alleyway, and they tried to attack him and mug him because he had a nice watch on. It was like his grandfather's watch, and he managed to fight him off for a little bit, but they beat him bloody, and like he actually had to like go through a bunch of like physical training and stuff for like months afterwards because of like the damage to his legs that they did.
Mhm.
And
So
they stole his watch.
so you're pulling on this memory, thinking of the things that happened in that moment. You're thinking like, violence is not something that you experience very often. This is a previous experience, and you know where you went wrong, right? You're thinking about like, I know I can do this because I had that experience. I know this happened. I went
Yeah.
through all of this crap for it. I'm not going to have this happen again. This is my drive. So 3
Yep,
dice.
exactly. 3 dice. I like 3 dice. I busted out 3 dice. Oh, okay. 5, a 1, and a 3.
Okay, so you achieve what you set out to do, but I take 2 points of dread. And you can either, because this is desperate, up your despair by 1 or take a severe consequence.
Despair by 1. I'll go to 2 despair.
Okay.
I'm
So
pushing it.
push it
Gambling
real
man.
good. Real good. Let me take my point for dread. Thank you. So
That's funny.
as you're running towards this, I think I'm gonna go ahead and spin some dread because we're running low on time, and I'm gonna try to push up the stakes a little bit. But as you're running towards them and you've got your hammer ready, and this bottle comes out of nowhere and knocks the mayor in the side of the head, and as your hammer comes down on Terry, you hit him on the head and he stumbles backwards, and it brained him pretty good, and he's like totally shocked, totally disoriented. And the mayor who gets hit in the head with a bottle, you see him toss his head back, his mouth opens wide, his jaw unhinges, and out crawls another one of those things as it crawls up his face and down and slides off of the side of his face and down towards the ground and starts skittering into the room. And just that very scene itself, as the mayor locks eyes with you as his jaw unhinges, and it's like he sees you. really sees you deep, deep into your soul, looking through those lenses, I mean eyes, in your head. Go ahead and gonna push it up. Take another despair for me.
Oh, 3! Yay! 3 out of 5.
I spin that dread.
3 out of 5.
Um,
Nothing stressful.
that's not stressful at all. Cool. So we as that thing crawls into the room and another starts kind of belching up out of his throat and crawling into that room. The nearest person that it could probably get to, so James came out and he's kind of engaged with Terry as they slide out and start skittering into the room. From that staircase, you hear a roar. No, a squelch. Something between the two sounds. And Mark looks horrified. No. It's not supposed to. No, it's supposed to.
What's happening, Mark?
I think something's missing. I think, and he is looking over towards Thana and flipping through the book. I think something's missing. I think I messed up, or we messed up, or something was wrong.
What did you do?
And as the thing starts crawling in, who do we think is closest to the door outside of James?
I also say I went to help James.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kevin, you see these things coming for your legs and you're remembering stomping them before, but these are faster, like they're in their element. And they're leaping off of the wall and running, trying to get up your legs, up to your body, up to your face. They want you. Their intentions are clear. You gonna try to fight these bad boys off?
Of course I let myself be taken. I'm home.
So you've got the mag light, right? That's something you could use as a defense. And then you've got, your own self. Is anybody gonna try to help him at this point?
Yeah, I've got a bullfrog spritzer full of goo. Be gone.
So you're spraying, you're running over there spraying. So let's go ahead and roll 3 dice, Kevin. And this
All
is
right.
desperate.
I'd like to add that I'm screaming, Thana, fix it.
Thana, fix it.
Thana, fix this thing. As all right. These boots were made for stomping.
That's just what they'll do.
626.
Ooh. So
Yes.
So you
Believe in this.
start stomping, and it's a lucky thing that you're wearing your work boots, because you smash them. You smash one, and then you smash the other right in quick succession, like that guy smashing the beer cans real fast. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And Sam's spraying. So the first one you stomp quickly. Sam sprays the second one, and it recoils and screams, and you stomp it. And I get a point of dread, but you did what you set out to do.
Cool.
Who do we think might be closest to that door that opened?
Besides me?
No, the door that goes down. So you walk towards the
Okay.
entrance.
I imagine
I
Thana would,
guess-
or Rachel.
To be fair, like I might be closest to it, but I was gonna start charging homeboy, but I'm down to be like closest. Like I apparently have a really good softball arm. I am a lesbian. No one is surprised. Like-
So you can charge them still, I would say.
yeah.
But you start to see something moving out of the corner of your eye, and it is something slithering up those stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Something you can't see the end of, but you just to see the beginning of. And it's hooked, clawed at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, its head looks like a big claw, or the front of it. And it's moving up the stairs quickly, like a viper on the move, on the prowl.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's not scary. I'll make a mental note of that as I'm going directly towards the mayor. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hit him. I'm trying to hook him. by his belt loop. And I'm gonna drag him in with my tire iron.
Oh, drag him into the room.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, you know, I can't go in there. And it's like, oh yeah, let's see what happens if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the tire iron.
That's a scar iron. That's a
That's
scar item.
item. Yeah.
We established that because I just smoked a fucking joint. That's in me.
Sure. we can
Yeah.
do that.
And then the normal, right?
The 3 dice.
Cool. Oh, mama, let's go. 5.
5. All right.
Mhm.
So you achieve what you set out to do, but I take 2 points of dread. And you can either suffer a severe consequence or raise your despair track by 1.
I'll take a despair.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's your first, right?
That's my second.
Second.
Mhm.
As you feel this tire iron you're swinging, and the cool, calm, collected feeling of just the perfect amount of high,
Mhm.
where you're functional, very functional. In fact, more functional than usual. It's just calming.
It was a fucking stevia strand. Let's go.
It's calming that ADHD. It's bringing you just the perfect amount of focus. Like
Disassociating from trauma. We got
Yes.
it.
everything's behind you.
Yep.
This is in front of you. You slide this thing, you get it straight through, and as you swing it, he thinks you've missed him.
Mhm.
Dumb motherfucker. You didn't miss him. You did exactly what you wanted to do. You yank it through his front left belt loop
Mhm.
and drag. And as it pulls, you feel the tug. It's hard. You're pulling against a full-grown man, but you caught him unaware. He wasn't expecting to be pulled. And
And I got tools.
You pull him the 5 or so steps it takes to get inside this circle, this spiral,
Mhm.
and this energy that's around. He starts to scream as he enters it in his face. And as you see, the tip of his nose is the first thing that enters it. You see it begin to deteriorate. And as it gets to here, it deteriorates even more. And as it slides back past his ears, he's unrecognizable even as a human being. As it pulls and tears, and the blood and gore that's deteriorating and falling and just dissolving into goo hits the ground and begins to sizzle. His shirt is fine. Gory, but it falls to the ground amongst the goo. His Wranglers too. His nice cowboy boots and his hat, they all fall directly to the ground on top of the goop. Intermingling with it as it boils and roils. He screams for longer than he probably should. But he's gone. And you see as it starts to boil and roil up that these black tendrils are coming out of what might have been his intestines at one point as they wriggle and squirm and die like a salted snail. But you've done it. You've taken off the mare. Congrats. But his
Coolest thing
scream,
I've ever done.
his scream has echoed up through the
Mhm.
chamber, out that door they came in and up the spirals. And as his screams stop and the silence picks up, as the battle between Terry and James is still raging, and you can hear them moving, you hear in the distance again our sweet T-Swift. Almost as the scream ends, you hear, it's like I got this music in my mind. It starts getting incredibly fast so that the word mind almost starts to blend in and sound like the scream again. I'm going to spend some dread.
Mhm.
Go ahead and take another point of despair.
Let's go. All right, we're at 3.
Thana, you and Mark are flipping through this book, and he finds little bits of information. He's saying them out loud, and he's trying to decipher what could have went wrong. Why don't you draw on some of your experience here and see if maybe you could tell. This is desperate. You're being attacked. You can see that thing out of the corner of your eye slithering up those stairs. You don't know if it can make it through. So this is desperate.
I'm definitely gonna use Scar if I can.
So you already have that scar of the memory from your teacher. So that's
Yes.
already one you've got introduced. You've got the help of Mark, and then you. So that's 3.
All right, rolling physical dice. Oh my god.
So we're on 3 points of hope still. We haven't. Has anyone else introduced another scar at this point?
I still haven't introduced any.
Leaving you.
I rolled a 1, 2, and a 3.
That's disgusting.
You don't set out what you set out to do. You suffer a severe consequence. Increase your despair
Yep.
check by 1, and I gain 2 points of dread. So let me take my dread. So your despair goes up. That's 3, right? Phantom?
Ooh.
You're at 3, right?
Yep.
Okay.
3.
So as you do this, you feel the sort of, as you're panicking, and you and Mark are panicking, you can feel that sort of feeling of you both being like interlaced in a almost celestial way start to slip as the panic has started to come out of you, and the doors that are now open, you can feel the magic dissipate like smoke. And deep within you, you feel this sense of loss and pain. And then suddenly, you feel a sense of pain in your leg. Whatever that thing is that's coming up those stairs has lashed out and slashed the back of your calf. Maybe severing your Achilles tendon.
Oh.
As it rakes and pulls back that direction, you see another coming up the stairs to follow it. And another growl, gurgle, scream, splurch sound come from the bottom.
Something, since it seems so dire. I'd like to introduce. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to introduce a new scar, but my idea is, essentially Kevin's like, okay, magic's fucked. Time to do it my way, and go around gathering. Time to go around gathering all the bat guano and just placing it near the door. He's going to pull out a very old lighter and pack of smokes that his father, when he left the family, was all that he gave him before he left. You know, when he went to go out and get milk.
Yeah.
And he's going to try to blow up the door.
You're gonna blow up those doors? What if Lena's down there?
I get the look I give Sam is very like, if she's down there, she ain't Lena no more.
So that's 2 guys, and one of them's a scar. This is desperate.
Yeah.
You're trying to blow this thing shut so that thing can't get out.
Could someone help me out here, please?
Yeah, unless I'm still tangoing with Charlie over here. I can't
Well, you
remember his
did
name.
kind of stun him, so you could potentially like pull away. I'm not going to do like disengagement. He's not going to get an attack of opportunity or something.
Okay. I've been I hate to stop things, but I've been workshopping that voice that you described. Can I attempt it real quick? Voice act? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like
Perfect. That's
Okay.
exactly
okay?
what I'm
The way you described it,
imagining.
I was like, I think I can do that. I think
The real monster was inside you all along.
it was. Yeah, it was.
The real monster was the friends we made along the way, unfortunately.
So I'm gonna spring up and into action and help my buddy.
Yeah.
All right. 3 dice.
3 dice.
3, 1, 5.
3, 1, 5. Yikes. Well, so you achieve what you set out to do. So you're gonna. So I'm gonna get 2 points of dread, but I still get 2 points. So you do, but I get a point. And then the player also chooses to suffer a severe consequence or raise their despair track by 1. But since we're trying to get this game through because we're already
Right.
close to time, I'm gonna go ahead and award the hope, so we
Oh.
can get this moved a little closer.
Nice.
Mhm.
Because-
I'll suffer severe
More hope.
consequence. It's an explosion. I push James out of the way as I light this thing and just gets hit by it.
Yeah. So this guano lights up. I don't know if like it really would light up that quick, but this in this world, these are big
Yeah.
bats, more nitrate in their shits.
Yeah, evil
So,
guano.
Evil guano, more nitrate.
It's fermented in this environment. It's like kombucha. Kombucha. Anyway,
Kombucha.
Did you just throw kombucha on it, and that's how you were helping out? Like,
James'
no, I
personal
imagined
stash.
I imagined I was waving a hammer around like a madman, not actually doing anything, but I was distracting.
Oh yeah, that would have helped.
So you get this lit and it takes off, and you push James out of the way just in time for the full force of this explosion to knock you back. You can feel your eyebrows are gone, but that's not really a severe consequence. But your head knocks into that stone altar, and you feel this lump on the back of your head, and you're heavy and dizzy, and you're pretty sure you got a concussion.
Hmm.
Cool. So,
old man with a concussion, just what we needed.
but it does work. The crumbling rock from the interior falls down upon these two, like, sort of extending tendrils, and you can hear again that noise from the back. That's your cue. Leland, make the noise.
Leland, the noise.
Oh shit! I got a text. No.
You hear it as these rocks fall hard onto these tentacles, and they start to retract and pull back, but one of them gets severed and leaving it flopping like a chicken with its head cut off as it flops around. And
Oh, sorry. I thought that was my cue.
so you've effectively blocked that door. Lovely. You can hear it moving, the rocks sort of as it falls. It's starting to kind of adjust and trying to get itself free. But it's worked.
And we're at 4 hope.
We're at 4 hope. There is, as you hear this sound, you hear a distant, soft, weak cry, not of our lovely Miss Swift, but of a female voice.
Sound familiar?
Hello?
Is that you, Lena?
It's coming from somewhere up on the spiral.
I want to start. How do I get there?
So you go out the door past Terry. So you've got to get past Terry. But as you do this,
Terry.
you hear another rumble, but it doesn't just sound like whatever that was earlier that was moving around. It sounds like stone. It sounds like a problem. It sounds like that explosion knocked something loose. And this is
All
getting
right, I'm just gonna
happening.
book it and not think about my own safety. That way, I can get good footage and also save Lena as well.
So
Oh.
you got to get past Terry. So
I
what
got
do?
something I want to do.
Do it.
Please.
Yes.
I have my chain.
Uh-huh.
And while Terry is stunned, I want to wrap it around his neck and I want to pull him back into the spiral near where the table is.
Uh-huh.
You said there are like pillars, right?
So there-
Surrounding this thing?
They're on the outside,
Mhm.
and there are braziers in front of them. But yeah,
Okay. So while he's got this chain wrapped around his neck, I want to pull it around one of these pillars and secure it however I can. Like if I can get the crowbar to like
Yeah, I'll assist.
wrench it. Yeah.
I'll
Assist.
assist. Yeah.
I want to
Yes.
like wrap the chain around him so that he can't escape this rock implosion, whatever is going to happen. It's like,
hell yeah.
you stay there.
Let me roll for this.
And I'd like to introduce a scar because
Okay.
Lena is my only friend now
Yeah.
after my best friend died because we got into a car wreck because we were driving drunk. And so after that, she was trying to turn her life around, and she started going to this hiking club, and Lena was the only person who was kind to her. So now this man has come in and he is putting himself between her and rescuing Lena, and that's not going to happen.
Do it.
So do I get the assistance from Rachel as well with
Yes,
the crowbar?
absolutely.
Okay.
He does.
Mhm.
Yep.
Ooh, 5, 5, 6. Yes.
Ah, yes.
Let's go, mama!
Let's fucking go, y'all. Okay, that's our 5th point of hope. As you wrap this chain around this man's neck, and he's screaming and choking and trying everything he can to get out of it, he's stuck. And you see, as he's raking at this chain, trying anything he can and bloodying his fingers as this horrible painting above you has started to crack and pieces start to fall.
You choke, you son of a bitch.
The Chad turns everyone, run now, and he like points towards the door that leads out towards the spiral. Are we booking it as best we can? I
Kevin's
know.
like
Yeah, we're
hobbling
booking
to
it.
his feet and trying to move at speed.
Yeah. Natasha leans over and like grabs Thana and tries to like help support her to get her out.
I can get past Terry really easily now that
Yeah.
that Sam and Rachel are fucking anyway. You were about to say something that's probably more important than what I was gonna do, and could also determine what I'm gonna do. Continue.
So you're headed out and you're leading the way, James, because you heard Lena. And as you are running up, she's still kind of like yelling, and because she can hear y'all now, like calling to her. And up about 3 flights on the spiral, there's a room in there, and you can hear her voice coming from it. And Colt hollers, James, and tosses you a flashlight.
Okay.
And I'm not going to make you roll for this because we already got our hope, so we're good. And as you shine this light into this room, you see Lena chained up to a wall. Like they were keeping her just in case they didn't have anybody else to sacrifice. And her clothes are terrible, and soiled, and like she's got a bucket next to her that's over full and stinks. And she's just like crying and like looking at you like she can't believe you're here. She thinks she's imagining it.
I would like to snatch the gun from whoever has it.
That's Colt.
And I want to shoot the chain.
Yeah.
To get her down.
Yeah. And
in
again,
a very dramatic fashion.
I'm not going to make you roll. I'm not going to make you roll for this again. We got our hope, so we're headed out. We all made it. But you shoot the chain. She releases it. She runs to you. She stumble runs in like over to you and like holds you, but she's frail and almost like bones, skin and bones. And as you grab her up and like start running out with everyone else, as everyone else is heading up the spiral, and you feel below you as from the top, these big rocks start to fall as y'all are making it towards the top. And there's somewhere in the realm of 20 to 30 maybe layers to this place. And you can hear inhuman screams. And as you run past one door, you hear off in the distance, I might wait for Val to get back for this one. But you're running up and you hear these inhuman screams, and you see these white faces as they charge out, but they're so disoriented and they're grabbing at their heads and their faces as they fall to their deaths below, feet like tens of feet below, as they hit with sickening thuds and rocks fall on top of them. And as you're running past one, you hear in the distance the sweet sounds of our sweet Miss Swift saying, baby, I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. And then when it goes woo, he goes woo, woo. It's like this like really creepy, weird like whoo sound. And as you're running up and you get up to the top and you run through that last hole and you're sprinting past that elevator shaft out towards the front, you see at the exit this horrible creature, this bull that you saw before, but it's writhing on the ground. And it's letting out these horrible screams as it's doing the same thing almost the mayor did and sort of disintegrating. And you run out the front into the midday sun in the barren wasteland of the hill country of Texas.
I know what that sounded like though. I'm melting. Right?
And as all of you turn around and see these rocks and this whole cavern starting to cave in on itself, and you look back, everything that you have felt over the last few hours is melting out of you. And you look around, and that strange, weird gray-green hue that the sky had been this morning when you went in, now looks like a normal blue sky. And Mark looks up and looks at Thana and smiles. It did fucking work, didn't it? And as we fade out into the distance, the rolling hills and mesquite bushes all around, the distant caw of some bird of prey, we pan over the city of Ludenberg. As people stumble out of their homes, looking, blinking, confused at the sky. And at the exit, at the entrance, right to the city, a tour bus drives by, an 18-wheeler, a car full of families, and they see the sign for Ludenberg and the Peach Festival. And they exist, and it exists. And the rumbles under the ground begin to fade. You all survived. You did it. And that's it. The end.
I think it's time to move out of Texas.
Quick
Fuck out of here.
betrayal. Like, shoot everyone right now.
Shoot everyone.
You did it, guys.
We did it, Reddit. Holy
I shoot
shit.
everyone right now. No witnesses.
We live.
You can
bitch.
keep the book. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't shoot me.
Thought about tripping Sam at the end, just for fun.
I was wondering. I was like, which one of these people is gonna trip the other? But you
I
know.
mean, I
Yeah.
was waiting for Sam to like not quite make it, and then like maybe use a
I
betrayal.
have like great shoes that I got as a scar in the first episode, so
that is true.
But if you
The running.
roll low and you really wanted to make it happen, I mean,
That's true.
betrayal. There's an old man with a concussion right there, right next to you. You could push him on the guy. Thought about it.
Move, old man.
Well, this has been a trip. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna go around and let everyone like talk about it, but that was it. That was the end of our lovely adventure. You saved the town of Ludenberg. You all got out with your lives.
Woot.
We all lived.
I know, but I think that may have, we'll talk about it afterward, but I think that may have something to do with the mechanics and the amount of players.
Yeah.
So,
That's okay though. I mean, it was a fun story. It was scary,
fun.
and
was
I felt,
fun.
and at no moment did I feel like I was safe. So
yeah, it was wonderful. It was great. I had a lot of fun telling it, and I had a lot of fun with these players. I think I've only ever played, up to this point ever played with Hannah. I think before this. I mean, I knew Val, obviously, but
We knew each other. We just hadn't played with each other yet.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I've had an excellent time. I'd have any of these players back at my table, and I certainly hope if you're watching this now that you would consider having them as well. They've been great. I've been watching them check in with each other, and check in with me, and we, they're lovely to have at a table. They were great for a horror game. and I had a lot of fun. So
Hell
all of
yeah.
that to say, check out. This has been an augmented Quietus system. This augments. We did not playtest the final run before we did it because I just didn't have time. But I will say, check out Sinister Beard Games. The original Quietus game is an amazing play. It's something quick you can pick up, and if you've got friends over, you got a couple friends over, you want to play a game but you don't have time to plan, this is perfect because it's collaborative storytelling. It works really, really well. So check out Sinister Beard Games. Lovely game, and the creator Ollie is an amazing human too, so check him out. I'm gonna let everyone go around and say what, if you got some sort of project happening, let us know what it is, and let us know where we can find you, and if you had a highlight you want to share with us, you can, real quick highlight you want to share, you can share it. We're over time, but hey, we can do that. So I'm gonna go in backwards order that we went at the front. I'm gonna start with Ariana.
Hi. Oh, I'm good. Hi, my name is Ariana. You can find me at Lady at Ema on Twitter. At Lady at Ema _ at twitter.com. A few projects I will be doing. I will be a voice on the critically acclaimed We Are Still Alive. They are a great series. Keep watching them. I will also be doing the cold opening of it's called the Black Series on was it Cold Opening? It's on Twitter. I forgot the name. I'm so sorry. I am also will be doing a voice on what is the option? Well, I'll be doing voices. I will announce them on Twitter.com. If you where you can follow me. If you want me in games, just want to speak, I'll be available at that. And, I'll be willing to do anything. Almost, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. That's exciting. We Are Still Alive is really cool. That's one of the first podcasts I started listening to, actually. I had to go back when you talked about it earlier and remember that, because I was like, that sounds really familiar. And I was like, oh shit. I know that one. I really like that one. So awesome. Thanks so much. And it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna have to reach out to you for other projects too. I'm gonna reach out to all of you, right? To other projects because you're all great. But and I just like playing with you. So I'm gonna go over to Leland.
Hey everybody. I had a great time. Even though I missed a session or two or something, but life happens. But what I did see was, it was a great time, and I definitely reiterate, I'd like to play with anyone again, pretty much anytime. Let's see, what do I have next? Oh, yes, that's right. Every Saturday on Weave the Tale at 8 p.m. Eastern or Central. Shit, which one is it?
Probably
Whatever.
Eastern.
Yeah, probably Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, scroll down. Let's see. I'm running an urban. This should be a lot smoother. I've done it so many times. I'm running an Urban Shadows game called Somehow Human, and it's this next session they will be at a vampire shock rock concert on the beach. So that's going to be kind of cool. If you're not familiar with Urban Shadows, it's amazing. It's essentially like, I don't know, it's like a modern urban setting with tons of supernatural creatures as playable options. It's powered by the Apocalypse, made by Magpie Games. I definitely highly recommend checking it out. But anyway, our stream is great. I'm super lucky to have the cast that I have. But yeah, keep an eye on Weave the Tale every Saturday, at least for the next 9 Saturdays. All right, awesome, thanks. And I'm gonna be in another thing on Girls Run These Worlds, which is like, why is that guy on there? But anyway, I don't know why they let me on there either. Apparently I'm cool enough. But yeah, no, that show's gonna be great. It's another horror romp, and I think it's it runs about as long as this show did, but it's planned to be 2 seasons, so that's gonna be cool. Get extra scary stuff. But anyway, I can't say too much about that, obviously. But all right, cool. Thanks. I love this. Bye.
We move over to Hannah.
Hey, I am Hannah. You can find me on Twitter at Hanimation Art and on Instagram and Facebook at Hanimation Studios. And in person this upcoming week, I'm going to be at WasabiCon in case you're in Florida and have the urge to go to an anime convention. I will be selling my fun stuff. Find my fun stuff at hanimation.shop. Other than that, you can find me Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern back here on the Wandering DM channel for some Scion. Very exciting stuff. We just ascended into demigodhood. Yeah, we're big problems now. And then Saturday nights at 8 p.m., you can find me over on Praxagora Thesmophoria's channel for some high-level D&D, Song of Agapia's Fortune. Very exciting. Oh, not this Saturday. Sorry, my bad. Most Saturdays, you can find me here for Scion. Not this Saturday, though. So other than that, I am free. I am excited. I am so stoked with the turnout of this game. Thank you so much, Marlo. This was so much fun. If there's ever another horror game, I'd love to play again. And, I'd love to play with any of you guys. This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. I had a great time. I had a great cast. It was easy. Y'all made it easy for me. Val.
What do I have going on? What don't I have going on? First and foremost, on my channel every Wednesdays, which is Valdrianth, by the way. Hello. I made it up when I was 14 years old. I really liked Dragon Rise of Pern when I was a kid, and I wanted my name as a dragon, but Adrianth sounded stupid, so I came up with this. I was 14. But anyway, over on my channel on Valdrianth, I produce TTRPG streams for me and my friends. On Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, I run a Monster of the Week game called Dante's Butte. And there's some Peter Pan bullshit going on. We'll leave it at that. On Friday, so tomorrow, as well as 3 p.m. Pacific time, my friend Arnica runs a game of Avatar Legends. So we are powered by the apocalypse straight up. On Sundays, you can find me every other Sunday. You can find me over at Nat One Heroes. That's spelled out one. For some Rime of the Frost Maiden, I play a hobgoblin barbarian trans man who is in a polycule with the rest of the party. It's great. I love it. The whole party decided we're gonna date each other, and that is our dynamic.
My friend, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like. The best outcome. Charity wise, first off, on October, in a couple weeks, the 18th, I think it's a Tuesday, I am going to be on Play Cancer Away, where I'll be playing a game of Scion. We're going to have our session 0 of that, raising money for cancer research and funding and all of that stuff. And then on my channel, at the beginning of November, we are playing 9 games in 3 days to benefit Extra Life. There is a lot going on. I technically still have spots, so as long as you get in before everyone's session 0s, that's cool.
There's still a spot open for mine. I think I have one more potential player. I think I can.
Maybe there's potential. There's potential. If you're interested, DM me on Twitch, DM me on Twitter. I got you. I'll figure it out. There's a lot going on. I do this every year. It's how I got into streaming. It's exhausting, but we got it. That's me. That's all I got. Someone stop
me. Yeah. Okay. Yutsai.
Hello, I'm Yutsai. I've had so much fun. You can find me on Twitter at TSAISU. I'm also currently doing a Vampire the Masquerade show on the Initiative Order, which takes place every other Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's called The Old Town, Boston by Night Chronicle, where I play a punk Tremere who uses magic more as a set of lockpicks rather than, like actually cool spells and all that jazz. But yeah, also favorite moments from the game. It was really nice to see like everyone kind of meld into their kind of like, I wouldn't say trope, but everyone definitely had like a different like take on the character they were playing. We had the hopeful one, the person who was super into investigating, the one who believed in all the darkness, the one who's like, we're in a movie, Everyone knew who that is. And I just like kind of saw all the cast of people and was like, well, I have to play Cantankerous Old Man. That's the part we're missing.
Perfect.
But yeah, like I think genuinely I enjoyed with all the wild horror investigation and not knowing and finding out secrets. It was kind of nice to have that like small scene with Rachel. I think last session where it was just kind of just everyone was sleeping and we were just taking turns, and we actually had like a nice slow moment where we just got to talk for a bit.
Mhm.
And then the trees attacked. So
Yeah. And then the Fire Nation attack.
yes.
Uh,
Oh, I
Great.
also run games for Magpie as part of the curated play program. Currently, I have an open game that you can sign up for if you like a curated experience, 4 sessions in masks, a spiderweb setting. So that's low power, no super big robots and aliens. It's mostly kind of like Batman the Animated Series or Static Shock kind of stuff. It's a world where even if you have superpowers, a gun is still something you got to watch out for. So if you feel like you might be interested, go ahead and check out the CPP program on Magpie Games. And there's a bunch of fun games listed there, not just mine, but sign up for mine.
well, great. So we are we have been quietus. We have no, it was weird because now it's like done the anyway, we're fine. We're good.
I'm
wrapping.
sorry. Like
Okay.
Zoom decided to hate me for like a hot second and I froze. We did it.
We're a little off, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
So it's all good. We have been quietest. This has been an amazing game. I've been your storyteller tonight. I think that's the terminology they use, isn't that? I don't know. I don't remember what term they use for it. I've been your GM. I'm Marlo. You can find me on Twitter at Marlo Bogwitch. That's Bogwitch with 2 G's. I do horror. I love horror. I would do horror all the time. But sometimes I get roped into doing different things, and I enjoy those too. So if you're interested in having me in your games, running a game on your channel, doing something like that, let me know. October's a bad month for me right now, even though it's spooky month. Really hate to say it, but I'm studying for an exam, and then I've got a test. I've got a class at the end of the. You get a master's degree, and you think that they could just leave you alone, and that could be it. But no, you got to do all this other crap. You need continuing education. Anyway, so I am doing a couple different things. Let me think. What am I doing? Monday nights, I am over on High Shelf Collective. We are playing Necrobiotic, run by Mitch, over there, and it's been a lot of fun. We're playing a throuple who is looking for their missing daughter. They kept saying I was making a basement. I was flooding basements with my big, strong soldier. She just walks into places and women just go, oh, which of course, who wouldn't? We always want to climb a woman like a tree. I would like to climb a woman like a tree. Anyway, neither
Hey,
here
me
nor there.
too. I'm 6'4". Anyway, go ahead.
It's gotta be a big woman.
Respectfully.
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 I'm gonna respect her like a squirrel.
Respectfully.
We're off track. It's okay. So Tuesday nights I switch between playing on Other Dog's channel and playing Cult Divinity Lost over there. It's been a lot of fun. God damn it, Simon. In the chat, it was funny. Anyway, that's for us, not So I'm over on Other Dog's channel playing Cult Divinity Lost. We're having a lot of fun with that one. We play every other week there. And then on the off weeks that I'm not there, I'm on Lost Caravan playing a Weird Wild West. It's Through the Breach, using Malifaux system. I am also wearing cowboy hat in that one too. So just very similar. I'm playing a gambler over there. She's great and shady as fuck. Other than that, have a couple podcasts. Sins of the Father is on a indefinite hiatus. I got to a point where I couldn't edit it anymore, life such as it is, but you can still hear it. I play a young bard who is looking for a missing father with the rest of the crew. It's a lot of fun. It's 5e. And then we've got Tales to Inspire, which is we are about to record our finale. We have not recorded the first season finale yet. It's 1940s. I'm playing a Hollywood starlet using powers of telekinesis because we're all superheroes to punch Nazis. So check that out. It's a lot of fun. Alternate history sort of superheroes thing. Other than that, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I know I'm playing Morkborg over on Val's channel. What day is that? I think it's the
5th of November.
5th of November. I'll be playing that. I think there's one slot open. someone's interested in applying for that.
Let me go look. I'm gonna just pull that shit
We've
up.
got 4 players right now. Anyway,
What day of the week is
yeah.
that?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, sorry, can't do it. That's Urban Shadows Day for me.
So anyway, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of fun. This has been a great crew. I'll say it again. Cast them in your shows. Check them out. Check out what they're doing. Follow these projects. I've been incredibly lucky to have them all. And I can't believe that they all wanted to do this with me. You're all amazing. So
You're
thank you.
amazing.
I forgot I applied for this show and then got a message, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" Sweet. And then it ended up being really awesome. So.
Well, we're gonna take it out because we running a little bit over, more than a little bit over tonight. But thank you all for hanging around. Thank you for watching, and we've hope we've scared you. I hope we didn't scare. I hope you
Scared
didn't
me.
I hope you didn't crap your pants. But if you did, don't tell me.
I would have gotten up and been gone for a while. Like there's a lot to
Oopsie-daisy.
deal with if that happens.
Love you all. Drink some water. Don't forget to take your medicine, vitamins if you take them. If you don't believe that they're just make your pee expensive. And
you should take vitamins. Anyway, go ahead.
And we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.